It's all on the table. 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 We ain't gon' walk around it. Oh no. We gon' talk about it. Let's go. We ain't gon' walk around it. Oh no. We ain't gon' talk about it. Let's go. It's all on the table. 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 It's raw assassin. He gon' bring it like a DoorDash. Every Thursday at noon, it's about to be a blast. We put it all on the table like a smorgasbord. And it don't matter the subject, it can be explored. Yeah, it's really on and he going strong. Don't bring the kids cause we talking grown. Bring your opinion, don't matter if it's right or it's wrong. We preaching the topic, it's on. It's all on the table. 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 We ain't gon' walk around it. Oh no. We gon' talk about it. Let's go. We ain't gon' walk around it. Oh no. We ain't gon' talk about it. Let's go. It's all on the table. 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 Boom, 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 boom.
Bless your fingers with $1,000 rocks or rings. I'm just a two-job juggling, everyday struggling brother who's hustling. I don't know what you're looking for. Don't know if I'll be the one that you adore. No, I'm not a fly guy, maybe not a perfect guy, but I can say at least I'm a real guy. But if you could just see me and what's on the inside of me, there's beauty to know, beauty to know. Average brother, wish you see. Look deeper, girl. Just look in my eyes. Take my average brother, wish you see. I'm just an average man. Look deeper, girl.
I'm not gonna lie, man, this shit hurts. It really hurts me to the core. I thought that you were someone that I waited for. I guess I was wrong, you're nothing. You wasted my time, you took me out my element. I gotta move on from this nigga, you a trash. Making excuses like you really had my back. I swear, I should call my bros to pull up on that ass. Find a new nigga, that's my whole damn plan. But it's kinda crazy how still thinking about you now. Guess I really missed ya. I must have fell in but my fucking head. What kind of drugs I'm taking when the song is about ya? Tired of bum ass niggas doing what they want. Expect a bad bitch to go ahead and give it up. Y'all can't be serious, y'all don't do shit for us. Are you delirious? You really pressure love. And I remember having conversations with my mama, praying to God that I don't find a nigga like my papa. But it's too late, I can't relate to a bum ass nigga view. Am I crying? Hell no. And ladies, do you feel me? Bum niggas gotta go. You've been running through my mind, now it's time to get you off. I swear you call me one more time, not answering your calls. Yeah, you trippin', boy, you gotta chill. You the worst fucking actor that I've seen for real. Crying on your knees, begging baby please. Not falling for that sad shit, that shit is fake to me. Ain't it kinda funny how it goes around, comes around. You're not the man I once knew. I feel sorry for you. Found a new nigga now, 7 figures, he's a wild. Treats me good, you wish you could. And some niggas make me smile. Tired of dumb ass niggas doing what they want. Expect a bad bitch to go ahead and give it up. Y'all can't be serious, y'all don't do shit for us. Are you delirious? You really pressure love. And I remember having conversations with my mama, praying to God that I don't find a nigga like my papa. But it's too late, I can't relate to a bum ass nigga view. Am I crying? No. And ladies, do you feel me? Bum niggas gotta go. Am I crying? No. And ladies, do you feel me? Bum niggas gotta go. Am I crying? No. And ladies, do you feel me? Bum niggas gotta go. Am I crying? No. And ladies, do you feel me? Bum niggas gotta go. Tired of bum ass niggas doing what they want. Expect a bad bitch to go ahead and give it up. Y'all can't be serious, y'all don't do shit for us. Are you delirious? You really pressure love. And I remember having conversations with my mama, praying to God that I don't find a nigga like my papa. But it's too late, I can't relate to a bum ass nigga view.
It's funny when you hit that button, motherfuckers always shut the hell up, no matter what. That shit is fucking hilarious, and I love it. What's motherfucking poppin'? Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Raw says back in the motherfucking building each and every motherfucking Thursday, talking my shit as I do so well. You know what I'm saying? I'm just an average Joe Schmo motherfucker that like talking my shit, and people get offended. Hold on, let me start off differently this week, right? So I posted a little snippet of one of my videos, and then people saw the episode, kind of calmed themselves down a little bit, but they still was up in arms. So here's the thing, right? I said that women do things for other women. They rarely do anything when it comes to a man. That's their hair, their makeup, their nails, the way they dress. They would rather not impress. They would rather make the other bitches around them upset that they are the ones that everybody's looking at than say that they got all these dudes going crazy. Now, when I said it, I didn't say every female. I didn't say every single one of y'all. I just said women. If the motherfucking shoe fits, walk in them bitches proudly. Don't fucking hit me up upset because I said some shit. Because I said some shit. Now, here's the thing with me. I'm not the dude that really just shoot from the hip too much. I like to actually do research. So I'll reach out to 10, 15, 20 motherfuckers before I say something. And the more popular opinion typically is usually the correct answer. Of course, you're going to have a chosen few. I mean, I could hit up 30 of my homies and they'd be like, oh yeah, I go spend money on chicks that I ain't fucking. I'm the motherfucker that's gonna say hell to the no. That ain't me. I ain't with it. But I ain't gonna get on somebody post like, oh, don't you dare try to say, listen, the shoe don't fit me. So what the fuck am I walking in it for? It's just that simple. If you don't like it, Now, let me get into my motherfucking show and introduce my motherfucking guest today. We got my man, as he say, the one that brings fantasies to life. We got Hectic in the building. What's up with you?
What's good, fam? How y'all doing?
The boy always try to be modest. I ain't mad at that. I ain't even mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the big homie, Dramo, in the building. What's popping?
What's popping? What's good? Oh, my computer acting stupid.
Oh, I thought you was about to say some other shit. But
No,
okay.
it's acting stupid. It was good. It's girl Dramo. Psychopath podcast every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check me out. Oh, on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I also Googled myself and I popped up. Only three things. Only three things.
It don't matter. You still popped up. That's all that matters.
Well, I be talking my little shit and whatever. So
as the fuck you should. And last but not least, we got stand-up comedian, fucking podcaster, goddamn influencer. Shit, I ain't about to name all this shit, but we got the Hoe On The Go, aka Miss C.A. Knoble in the building. What's popping?
Happy to be the designated white girl today. Yep, I am the Hoe On The Go, not a hoe or some hoe. That's the hoe. And you can Google me, bitch, under C.A. Knoble, and you will find all me, or CAKnoble.com.
That's what I'm talking about. Talk your motherfucking shit. That's what I'm talking about. So, Miss C.A. Knoble, I met her on another podcast, and she said a lot of shit that was like, you know what? I could fucking respect that. I ain't mad at that at all. So I said, I'm going to have her come through and explain some shit for us. So you said you got a book. You're writing a book. You have a book coming out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's actually a rewrite of a book I published 10 years ago. It's called The Hoe Handbook. And the original book, it was basically a little notebook that I carried around with me through my slut phase in college and through my years as I taught classes at a sex club on how to better please your partner. It was mostly based on communication, foreplay, that kind of thing. But I brought a little notebook around with me, took notes on what everybody did, how they behaved, how they reacted, responded in different situations. And I formed my book. And then when my son was born, I took it out of publication. I was like, I don't want my son, I was young then. I was only 21. So I'm like, I don't want my son to think I'm a hoe. And now I'm like, I am the hoe, but now that I'm in my 30s, I'm 31. I rewrote the book from a 30-year-old perspective because I realized a lot of the stuff in it was very toxic. And I didn't want to teach people that. So it's actually hitting shelves in June. I'm working with a best-selling author right now to finish it up. So pretty excited.
Roger the fuck that. Can you give us a little excerpt, if you will, from the book?
Sure. So the first part of the book kind of goes into the difference between a hoe, a whore, and a slut. It also goes into why you should be a hoe or why you would want to be a hoe. Not that there's any issue, of course, with being a whore or a slut. If you want, I could tell you the difference to start. A whore gets some kind of compensation for play. So they get either their hair and nails done, $40, they get dinner. They're getting something in return. They never just give up the yams for free, period. Then you have your sluts. The main thing to remember with a slut, anyone, anywhere, anytime. They're in it for the love of the game. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But you got to get tested. They're usually under 30, to be fair, but there are some older sluts that get into that slut phase once they're divorced. Then on next to that is a hoe. A hoe is basically a refined slut, which means they have gone through the slut phase. They have learned the lessons they needed to learn, and they're still promiscuous, but with a select few, and they're very selective about who they have sex with. It's very hard to fuck a hoe. So here's the breakdown.
I like that.
Okay. Hectic, do you agree with that?
I didn't even in all
A lot
honesty,
to
I
take
didn't even dig that deep into it, you know. Damn, what the fuck?
What's going on?
We in the game, baby.
Yeah.
I prefer front row seats.
Yeah,
Right,
I don't dig that deep into it. I mean, so I don't know. I can't really speak on that because shit, she said a lot with that one.
Dremo, what would you consider yourself?
Me?
Yeah. At this point in your life, not like last year, last week. No, right now, today, what would you consider yourself?
I want to be a thought.
So there's a reason that thoughts aren't in that list. And that's because number one, thoughts are newer. So I haven't done enough research to really compile that. But if I
they're a
had
new
to guess,
species.
it's not a new species. I would have to say, if I had to guess where a thought would fall in this, that would be somewhere between a slut and a whore.
Okay, so I heard, like, when you was explaining I did some shit, so I had to go through my phone. But I heard a little bit at the end, so I'm gonna just describe like me. I was for X amount of time, and I'm not happy right now. But I was in like a whole phase. If that makes sense. I don't want to be in the whole phase, but I just want to have fun right now.
So you're
but
in your slut phase.
I don't know, because I don't want to fuck mad people. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to just do all that. I did all that already. I feel like.
Do you have a
know what I'm
roster? Do you have a roster?
Of who I want to?
Do you have a roster?
Of like who I want to bang?
So if you're a hoe, you
Who's
have
on your
lineup.
starters?
That's
Like I have a starting 5.
I don't have
So then
nobody.
you have a roster.
Yeah, I got a roster. I'm not gonna lie.
We
So
know.
So for a hoe, they technically don't really have sex outside of their roster unless it's Hot Girl Summer. Hot Girl Summer is for experimentation and just for them, period, to be like topless on a yacht or whatever they want to do. For experimentation, to take notes and provide demonstration. That's what Hot Girl Summer is for. Other than that, they stick to their roster. So if you have a starting lineup, you're a hoe.
Already. But I mean, yeah, I just kind of like just want to live life, have fun. But you know, so I can't really explain at this moment. But like where I'm at in my life right now, I don't know.
You seem refined. I'm gonna call you a hoe instead of a slut.
Okay. You gotta
Hoes are top tier. So
yeah, because you know, I feel like I don't know. Like you know how you say you're in your 30s, I'm 30, I'll be 32. So like I understand what you mean. I have a kid. I don't want to be like, oh damn, my mother's you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm also not like happy where I am right now. So I kind of
sexually or in general?
Both.
check.
Only because the attraction isn't there. You know what I mean? When you're not attracted to somebody, like when you're in a relationship, then of course sex isn't gonna be there. Like you know what I mean? Like the sexual part is just like whatever. You know what I mean? So
How do you lose attraction for the person that you with though?
Oh, that's easy.
You know, it's to my podcast apparently.
No, it's not
questions.
It's not necessarily about me listening to your podcast. It's about like explain it, like let people know, like
I just
for
feel
people
like
for somebody who's never heard your podcast, what does that mean? Like how are you with somebody if y'all how can you be in a relationship with somebody and become unattracted to that person?
I don't consider myself in a relationship. I consider myself in a co-parenting ship, which can be toxic.
Oh, you got a roommate.
Pretty much, yeah. But how it got there, I just feel like, you know, we were just a toxic couple. And then now, you know, I realized where I went wrong. You know what I mean? I have to have my daughter, and I feel like I'm elevating, and you know, he's not. You know, mentally and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's just the attraction is just it was just been wearing down. It's just like, you know, when you just used to that kind of like was the thing. But
women check out long before men do. So
Yeah,
Let me ask you this:
like you know what
Do
I'm saying?
you
But it's not like you double back and
do
it's
he think
probably,
he's elevating? Do he think he's evolving?
I don't know. We don't talk like that. It's like always an argument. He think I'm always trying to talk to him. So
Mm.
that's immature. I don't even talk about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. And you know, I just really don't even really want to speak on him because he already think I'm bashing him. So,
No,
but
Not
yeah,
It's
the
no
only reason
bashing.
I asked, the only reason I
but
asked is,
mine is bashing. You know what I mean?
well, anytime you speak ill on anybody, they always consider you bashing them. It is what it is. But the only reason I asked is because a lot of people speak about evolution and evolving and all of that, right? But my version of me evolving may not be your version of me evolving.
That's
That's the
true.
reason why I asked that.
I think
'Cause
maybe from his
That's a good
perspective,
point.
we have a child. I can see the evolution of him pretty much, you know, growing like for her. You know what I mean? Like the love he shows for her, but it hasn't like came to me, or I feel like even women in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's a long backstory of him, but I just really feel like he wanted somebody to pretty much love him. And that's our child. That's kind of how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't talk about it though. At least to argument. I'm not arguing with nobody. I ain't got time for that.
so basically what he not getting from you, he feel like he getting from y'all daughter then.
I don't know.
Affection.
Hey, but I mean, I can see he changed as far as like being somewhat responsible when she came, but he still isn't like responsible when it comes to certain shit. You know what I mean? He wants like a applause if he like, oh, I paid half the rent. It's like nigga, like, or I take her to daycare type shit. Like nigga, like that's nothing compared to what other people do. You know what I mean? So it's that type of shit. But like I said, there's a lot of enablers around him who think, oh, you're good, you're good, you're good. Like, you know, so it's just like I just, you know,
I
I
mean,
don't
but if he, I mean,
Do you
because I
show
hear
him
this, I hear
appreciation?
this a lot. I hear this a lot with women where a dude's like, "No, I'm doing this," and they be like, "That's what you're supposed to do." I don't know what his background is, but maybe he wasn't shown this growing up. So for him, this is
exactly.
him being different than what he was shown
And
previously.
I'm trying to get that, but at the same time, it makes us coincide because I can say my background. I came from a background where I struggled. You know what I'm saying? A mother, single mother, and I was, you know, out living, you know, sleeping on couches. That motherfuckers, they want me there. He never had to go through that, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But it just wasn't like, you know, they say opposites attract. That shit didn't, like, you know. Okay, let me make a example. Like he smoked weed. All right, so back before we had a kid, if there was no toilet paper in the house and he had $10,
He
he
went and bought a bag.
now how we gonna like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the only one who's
I
just
mean,
like so work.
in
That's
all
all men.
fairness, the toilet is right next to the shower.
No, no,
That's all men though, I feel like.
No,
that's
no, I'm just saying.
I really
not.
feel like
No,
that's all
only reason
men.
I
Boy,
remember when COVID happened and everybody went and bought all the toilet
so that
paper and everybody was going crazy. And I'm like, yo, the toilet is next to the shower. Just wash your ass. Oh man, that's nasty. It's nasty for you to get off the toilet and wash your ass. What kind
or
of
how
shit is
about
that?
all right, he'll quit a job because he didn't like it, but we had an apartment. And it's like, my nigga, what? Shit like that. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like
How
that.
old is he?
He's a year older than me. I'm 31.
So
He's
I'm
only
not gonna
35.
lie, right? I didn't really, my mind really didn't get as sharp as it is
38.
now till my late 30s.
38.
That's
I
just being honest.
trust
That's
me. I
that's being the hundo.
no, I get it. I get it, but it's more like, how much can a fucking person take? Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
just feel like I'm older than him. That's it. That's the reason why I'm just not happy.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes it's not about what you could take, but what you're willing to put up with.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
the reason I say that is this, right? Now, like he just said,
I
and I can agree with that. It took to my mid-30s for me to start like really understanding shit, for me to really pay attention to shit, for me to kind of know shit, speak on shit, all that. Before that, it was just like, man, fuck out of here. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing. I don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. As men, that's what we do.
I feel like
Now
you
it
always
takes
like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody was get evicted, like we get evicted, I don't have a family to go to, but he does. So it's kind of like he didn't
so
care.
so in all honesty, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you did you feel this way before you got pregnant?
Oh, fuck yeah, I did.
Then you shouldn't have got pregnant.
I shouldn't have.
You
But
shouldn't even have let that nigga hit.
that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say, oh, I didn't know. Of course.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this.
I'm supposed to have my baby, and at the end of the day, like, she's straight. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's good.
What I'm saying is this, right? And I say this to people all the fucking time because it keeps coming up on different shows that I'm on, right? I'm not hitting nobody raw that I don't feel like there's a future with. If I feel like there's a future with you, you ain't never got to worry about a roof being over your head, regardless if I'm paying for it or we going somewhere where I know we good. So any nigga that you feel like, any dude that you feel like, oh, he wouldn't make sure I got a roof over my head. No, you don't deserve these pussy. Like, that's the one time I do think a motherfucker don't deserve no pussy. Like, real shit.
And when I got pregnant, we were already a couple years in, off and on. And, you know, you just get blinded, you get dumb. I could be an adult and fucking admit the shit. I thought maybe.
Oh, I get it.
Change. You know? Like, I'm a real ass bitch. I'm gonna say it. Like, I thought maybe he would change, which he did to an extent. He will pay the rent now, and he will do certain things, but it's still certain things. Just like, you know, it's just kind of like a situation. It's kind of like, you know, if you was to do like a great change, I still probably wouldn't give a fuck because it's like it's already.
You're already over it. You're already over it.
Exactly.
Hey,
so,
so real quick, CA, you brought up something earlier, and it actually was something that I wanted to ask y'all anyway. Why is it that the relationship is never at risk until the female is unhappy?
Because men aren't emotional creatures.
That's
Women
not
are.
true. We are emotional.
Not as much as women.
yeah.
I can agree with that.
Women are emotional and vindictive creatures by nature. Very much so. And the wrong ones will be petty too. And we're not even talking about the psychos on this level. We're just talking about your standard average woman. Okay. Exactly. Women are very emotionally tied into everything they do. Men are not. So things that women get very upset over or start nagging over, men don't even understand why. Like, yes, she asked you to take the trash out 4 times. Why are you so upset? Whereas a woman's like, I've asked you 4 times and you're not listening to me, because they take it to another level instead of men. Men don't understand the emotional depth that you do. They're never going to.
Hold on.
So that you have to find ways around explaining that.
Let me ask you this, right? And this is crazy because this is actually coming from a woman.
Yeah.
That I've watched and I listened to what she was saying. It was like, holy fuck. I never looked at it that way, nor did I think about it, right? Mm-hmm. She asked the question to a panel of women. So I'm gonna ask y'all. If a man listens and does every single thing that you say, is he your man or is he your child?
That depends on what you're asking of him. If you're treating him like a slave.
No. We ain't about to do all that stipulation shit. We ain't doing all that.
Stipulation. I would think that's your man. That's your teammate. He's your partner. He's supposed to help you out. If you ask him to do something,
I didn't say help. I didn't say help. I said if he did every single thing that you asked him to do or told him to do. If every time you said you need to do this, he does it. Is he still your man or is he your child?
He's my man. He's my teammate. I'm asking him for help when I ask him to do things. That's how I look at that.
I didn't say help. So something like take out the trash. If
I'm telling him to do something, it's because I need help with it.
Taking out the trash is not taking out the trash is not something you need help with. Taking out the trash is something that we already know we're going to do regardless. It is what it is. Fucking changing a fucking light bulb. That's not something that you need help with. That's something we already know we're going to do regardless. So regardless if you ask us or not, we're still going to do it anyway. Regardless if you say, hey, now, just because you say I need the trash taken out, that don't necessarily mean I have to do it right now at this very moment. But as your child, when you tell your child to do something, you expect them to do it right there at that very moment.
Maybe I'm the wrong person.
No, honestly, I never really looked at it that way or thought about it until I heard this. I wish I could remember the lady's name. When she said it, it made so much sense. And a lot of the females that was on the panel, granted, a lot of them was like dumb ratchet chicks. Like, so we ain't gonna get into that part. But all of them was like stuck. They didn't even know what to say because they like, oh shit, like, damn, like.
I've never had a man in the house to have that option. So, I mean, for me, it seems normal if I ask somebody to do something to do it. Like, you know, so that's why my perspective is a little skewed. I've lived by myself forever.
So basically, what you say and what you ask for, it's not an option for them not to do it.
Well, when you put it that way, I mean, it's always an option. Okay, so when you say it like that, okay,
You see what I'm saying?
I see your
As your
perspective.
child, there is no option. You're my kid. Ain't no options. This is what I said do. But as your man, at the end of the day, you can say, I need the trash taken out. But you just said you need the trash taken out. I can take the trash out now, 5 minutes from now, an hour from now. It's still going to go out. You still not taking it out anyway. So why does it matter if I take it out right now at this very, very moment, just because you said the trash need to go out?
Because you want to blow
and that's going to happen regardless.
That's selfish as shit for one, but
not always.
Situational.
It might be sloppier if you take the trash out, is what I'm saying.
Ain't that about a bitch?
I'm not talking
Keeps it real.
I fucks with that. But no, I mean, most women say they want that type of dude till they get that type of dude, and he's so simpish that she's like, I can't even respect this guy because he has no backbone. He has no spine.
Well,
So then the little thugger on the other side that she don't give a damn about him, she like, ooh. And then she gonna go over that side. I've seen it 100 times. Think about
Thousands of times.
These little
absolutely.
These little thought pockets that go out here have about 5 kids with 5 different ratchet dudes. But then when they get older, they realize the error of their ways. Now they want that simp ass dude, and that simp ass dude's the only one going to take care of this shit.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and that question, like I said, I feel like for me that question is very situational. I don't want to tell my nigga, hey, do this, do that. But if I'm gonna say, like, for me, if I'm saying, hey, do this, it's to like benefit you or us type situation. Like, hey, why don't you do this? I think that'll work out. Oh, fuck, it is what it is. But I'm not about to say do everything. You do got to stand up for yourself. Like, I don't want a child, but I do also think women are nurturing just naturally anyway. So we come off as motherly sometimes. So it can be like, so to me, that's a situational question.
Do you think sometimes that motherly shit is the reason why shit go wrong though?
Yes.
I mean, as a man, you done went through your mom and your ass about everything your whole life. Yeah. You don't really want your wife or your girl to sound like your mom, because now it's like, all right, I couldn't wait till I was 18 so I could fucking leave. Now I'm back in the same situation just because I want to get my dick sucked. I gotta take it now. Like,
but we're also talking about men who leave their clothes next to the laundry basket instead of putting it inside. So I mean, they do need like
not all men do that, because I actually wash clothes. I actually do majority of the laundry. So
you can't say all like a 60-40 split. Maybe like a 60-40 split.
Nah, it's more like a fucking 90. It's more like a 90-10. It's more like a 90-10. Like, and I don't complain about it. It is what it is, because I'm the dude that the clothes got to be washed. I need my drawers washed too. I'm not about to sit there and wait for you to wash my fucking clothes. I'm not about to wait for you to motherfucking cook. I'm hungry. I'm a cook. Like, I'm not the typical dude that's just like, oh, I'm gonna just sit around because she gonna take care of it. Fuck no. Yeah, like, well, that's not me.
That's how some niggas are. That's the one I got now. And I'm saying, I won't say he will wait, but it's kind of like, okay, now that you have a child, why are you waiting for me to cook if you know she's hungry too? Like, why don't you make something for y'all too? You don't gotta make nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? When out, like, it's a lot when it comes to that. But I do think that, yes, if you're being a little bit too motherly, it could ruin a relationship, because a lot of us women change a guy as well. So we're trying to change them to the person that we want them to be, but we got to understand too that they got to be who they are. You know what I mean? I'm learning all this shit now. Like, you know, me a year ago would never have none of this shit. So like, this is growth for me.
Progress. Like, good. That's good.
So, but yeah, like, you know, and like you said about there's drawers and socks on the bathroom floor as we speak. You know what I mean? I don't even say shit no more. I'm just like, listen, I don't.
But that's you not setting your boundaries. That's
the problem. They've been off the window, but I'm over it. Like,
I've lived by myself, so I didn't do that when I was alone. I'm damn sure I could do it when I live with somebody. That just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Motherfuckers just, you know.
Some people just nasty motherfuckers. It is what it is. Like, and it's females like that too. Trust and believe.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go over their crib, the fucking nasty ass panties in the fucking bathroom and hanging off the shower. Like, why that shit so hanging off the shower? Like, you took them off and just, now they've been there for a week. Watch them motherfuckers. Why they still sitting there? You out of pocket.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, listen, it's some out there There's some
It
out
is.
there, and
You know,
it's probably one watching right now and saying, "Damn, you know what? They was sitting up there for a couple days. Let me go get them jaws."
Why on top of the shower?
If you fucking you a
They wash
female,
them
you
off.
tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know
I know
on top of
old
the
school.
shower.
I know old school. They used to, wash them. Yeah,
I mean, I
because
was so
I can't.
Washes your pants?
you still wash them.
I can't. Yeah, nah. But
But
see,
that.
I came. I was born in the Caribbean, so
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
they
I could
did.
see if
They
you didn't
just-
have like
they
a
washed them
washer,
shits.
but like
They don't. Yeah, they.
No, but I know people who wash them out and then they'll put them in the washing machine after. I don't know why.
Yeah.
well, it's probably because
But
of the bleach
I've been
stains because of the
sometimes-
acid. That makes sense, I guess.
I washed some drawers out on the fucking because shit was real for me. You know what I'm saying? But I had clean drawers. I was gonna.
I mean, it's a difference in if that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
But
it's
at
a
the same
difference.
time, like them shits don't need to be hanging up there for a couple days. Like
No.
you see, first of all,
Yeah.
if you took 2 showers and the same drawers is still sitting up there, that's a problem. Like that's a problem. Real shit. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, my house is a mess right now though, but it's hard. Like I said, I got a lot of rules, and like I said, there's a guy here who just, he just feel like he don't gotta do shit. So it's
So let me ask you this: did you set that precedence that you was going to do everything?
no.
And once upon a
No.
time, did you do everything?
I was doing shit because I'm like, you know what?
No. Everything after butt is bullshit. Just answer the question.
Indirectly.
Just answer the question. Once upon a time, did you do everything?
Indirectly, yes, because
So you
I
created.
did too, girl. I did
because
too.
I would ask and he wouldn't. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it anyway. So yes, you're right, I have. So I get I know what you're about to say. I get it.
You created an environment where it was okay.
No, it's not. I always stated it wasn't okay. He knew it wasn't.
But you still
But
did it. So
Your actions.
all right, with your kids, right? Your daughter is what? Your daughter is 1, right?
He's one.
As she get older, she's gonna do shit, and I'm pretty sure right now she do certain shit, and you're like, no, it's not gonna happen. You can't do that, and you stop it. You don't allow her to do it. Correct?
Because she's my child. That man ain't my child.
Now,
You're
but
treating them like one.
exactly.
Dude, I ain't talking to him.
I ain't talking about now. In the past, if you did everything for him, then in his mind, well, what the fuck I need to change for? That's
You know
like
what?
if you tell me I could go out and slay as many bitches as I want, right? So now for the next year, I'm doing me. You can't come to me next year and be like, you know what? You can't do that no more. Why the fuck
No,
not? I've been
right.
doing it all this time.
I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. I also felt like in a way too, I'm thinking like, okay, this is what women should be doing for their man, blah, blah, blah. So,
That's fair.
my mind was fucked up. Like my mind was in the wrong space for
No,
There's no
was it-
guidebook. There's
your
no
mind was in the
guidebook,
right
girl.
space. Your mind was in the right space. You was doing
wrong
what you
person.
felt needed to be done.
You just doing it for the wrong person.
yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you-
like
There's no guide.
I would say like, but I mean I get what you're saying too. Like if then you like she gonna do it anyway because I hate a messy ass house. He knows that. Like what I'm saying? But it's very hard to keep up with it when like you got a kid and I do podcasts. I'm working, he works too, and it's just kind of like, so yeah, you would just expect, but like I said, because women, we always got that thing in our mind, like maybe he would just do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I mean,
yeah.
some people
Expectations fill every
selfish.
relationship.
Some people selfish, and like she said, you might have took away the blowjob, so now he said, "Fuck it, it is what it is." Like
Action going on, so fuck it. It is what it is. Not even a little bit.
Damn.
what you was about to say?
So I just wanted to say, number one, I've been in her situation. So that's why I'm like internally like, because I know how to a degree how she feels. But I also want to say she sets a perfect example of a major problem with women and dating now, because women set expectations for these men and go into relationships with men that need fixing. These men are not going to be fixed. You cannot change. You're not Bob the Builder. You can't change these men. Okay. We do that so that we don't have to face things about ourselves that we need to fix. We look for the love we think we deserve, whatever stage of love that is in our lives. And as we get older, the relationships fizzle out because we realize we're worth a lot more than what they're offering. But instead of bringing that to their attention through communication, we close off because we're emotional creatures. It happens every time.
We tried. We had to talk. We tried. Oh, what can we do to be better? We said it. Shit didn't even last a week. I'm
Did
like,
you
you know
make a
what?
plan? Did you write it down and make a plan?
I don't write shit down, but we made a plan. We said it. What we're gonna do? Try to do date nights and everything. This is very hard. It is us with the baby.
Writing it down's not for you. It's for him.
No,
He's a
I,
man.
at this, on top of he's a man. You know what I mean? Because they just could be
All
dumb.
right, we not about to. Y'all not about to keep
Yeah.
trying to man bash on the
When you
low.
make
We ain't doing
when
that.
you make appointments and
Not
stuff
on my
like that
motherfucking show.
for
You
men,
ain't.
do you not write it down when you make an appointment?
I write it down for our child so he can remember. Yes, but I'm not. Listen,
It's the same thing.
When you over it, you just like you've been there. I'm over it. I'm not. I don't care.
I slept
So
on the
you
coffee
are you
table
waiting
for
for the
2
lease
weeks.
to be over? Is that what's happening?
It's not even that. It's just he helping with the bills. Fuck it. I'm trying to save some money, which is wrong. I mean, I tell him.
I mean, that's today's economy.
It's hard. You know what I mean? But I can very much so pay my bills alone too. You know. So
Is it a toxic environment though?
it used
Like
to be,
arguing or
if we try to communicate, yes, it could be arguing because he thinks. But enough about me because this ain't no intervention with me.
Oh yeah.
Girl, you can do what you do.
Psychopath Podcast, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, it's all up there.
I'm going right after this because I got questions I need to be answered. I'm about to go off in that shit.
You know, but I mean, you know, I am trying to transition and just try to like disconnect from the trauma bond. I understand it's a trauma bond.
I got
and
you.
You're doing the best you can.
Hey, Hectic.
It's hard.
Let me ask you this, right? Whose job is it to make a woman not feel insecure?
Me?
Not the man.
You're asking me?
No, Hectic.
Oh.
It's definitely not the man.
Why not?
Me?
Because it's like Cat Williams says, it's called self-esteem. It's how you feel about yourself. Whatever I do, because listen, especially with the age of this BBL bullshit, I've seen some baddies from jump. God made them that way. And them girls are still like, you know what? I could get better though. You see what I'm saying? They're never content with what they got. And I'm talking about bad already. You see what I'm saying? So even as a man, because we see them in the threads, we see a man be like, baby girl, you don't need this, woo. The first thing comes back, well, I ain't doing it for y'all. I'm doing it because it's something I want to do, woo. But if we didn't have this false pretense of what beauty and all this other extra shit was, most people wouldn't go out and get this. I mean, now you got dudes going out here and getting it. You see what I'm saying?
Which is even more crazy if you ask me.
If somebody want to fund me to lift titties up some, I'll take it.
Don't fucking do it.
No, lifted because they
let
said,
them bitches touch your fucking kneecaps. You're gonna be all right.
So no matter how much a man give a woman praise or say she's the most gorgeous thing in the world, if she doesn't feel that way about herself, it doesn't matter.
Well,
I believe that.
I feel like that's because women who are in relationships for long term tend to rely on the man to give them compliments because that's what they're accustomed to. They forget that that's positive self-talk that builds your confidence. It's just an observation I've made because I've actually had this discussion with somebody recently. She's married for 13 years and she was like, I just don't feel pretty. And I was like, well, how many times do you tell yourself you're pretty? You're waiting on this man to tell you you're pretty. You know you're pretty. 10 out of 10. I wake up every day and I look in the mirror and I tell myself I'm a 7 out of 10 because I'm conceited as fuck. Like I got to humble myself, you know, but everybody else, like you got to tell yourself you're a 10 out of 10 every day. And that's male and female. And it's not fake until you make it. It's say it until you believe it because it's already true.
I mean, I tell myself I'm a smooth 3.5 and I'm actually proud of it. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm proud of my 3.5. Nah, I ain't no fucking crazy. 10. I'm proud of my 3.5.
What's crazy is I was so I had some the model that I shot yesterday. Her girlfriend was doing the BTS's, and I'm like, damn, I'm, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I look like that, you know what I mean? So I get it, but men are easy to do that. But I also get too why men in a long-term relationship don't do it as much because he's like,
I already got it.
Yeah, I got you. Like
I don't think it's more of a I got you. It's more of a how long can I really keep saying the same thing?
100%.
I think that's more so what it is. Because it's like I can tell you that something is good 1,000 times, but until you feel like it's good, I'm really just wasting my breath. For real, for
Yeah.
real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, as a man, that's how it feels sometimes, because I could say, damn, you sexy. But if you don't feel sexy, you don't even believe it after a while. Because what I'm saying, you just saying it just to be saying it.
Right.
Why can't I say it? Because I mean it. Because you don't believe it. So if you don't believe it, regardless of what somebody say, that's just, it is what it is.
And we all had those moments where, we might do a little date night or something. We'd be like, what I mean? We might not even leave the car. It might, something might pop off. That's our way of saying, like, yo, you the baddest thing around right now. But because it's not verbal, it's not good enough sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's the opposite. I think men rely so heavily on verbally complimenting women instead of showing them they think they're beautiful that women tend to forget.
Because that's what we've been taught.
Hold on, time out.
That's my opinion.
How do you show a woman that she's beautiful?
Well, you show her that you appreciate her. Flowers, back rubs, shit like that. Go get her a spa day. Things like that, little appreciation things. That'll show like you appreciate her and you think that she is beautiful.
Now let's say you are doing all that and she still feels the same way.
Then a therapist.
Damn.
Straight like that. Straight like that. I'm not dealing with that shit.
But
straight to the therapist.
But that's the majority of what men deal with.
Because they don't send them to a therapist.
I love therapy, by the way.
So do I.
Dramo.
My therapist keeps it 100 with me.
Whose job is it to make sure a female does not feel insecure?
I feel like it's the woman's job because, like everybody on this platform just said,
well, insecure is different.
You could tell her she's beautiful 1,000 times and she don't believe it. It ain't gonna fuck her. So
hold on. Go ahead, Dramo, finish.
Oh wait, you didn't hear me?
Yeah, I was about to say something, but I'm gonna let you finish what you were saying first.
I said no, that's all I said. If you don't feel it, then what somebody else says isn't gonna matter. Because if you're feeling ugly, somebody call you ugly, that shit's gonna affect you. But if you know what I'm saying, but if they call you beautiful, it's gonna be like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I'm trying to get at.
No, I agree.
It's a job. I mean, even men too. It's your job as a whole to make you feel good. And I feel like that the man or the woman, your spouse, whatever you're into, whatever, that's just extra. That's like the icing on the cake. Like, I'm bad. I think I'm bad. Yeah, I got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you got to make sure you feel good first. It's called self-love.
Hey, CA, you just said insecure, feeling insecurity. That's something different. What do you mean by that?
Well, because you said, is it a man's job to make his woman feel pretty?
No, I never said that. I never said that one time. I said, whose job is it to make a woman not feel insecure?
So when it comes to insecurity, though, that doesn't just boil down to looks. If a woman usually feels insecure, that's because there's a behavior going on that they're noticing that's making them doubt things.
Such as?
I don't know, like spending too long. I don't know. I'm going to guesstimate here because I've never had this situation, but I would say maybe like spending too long in the toilet or liking weird girls' Instagrams or having a lot of girls follow them and they're acting shady, like shady things, you know?
Hold on, time out.
That would cause insecurities.
Time out. You can't glaze over shit with me. So you telling me if I take a shit too long, that made you feel insecure?
I heard
an Instagram thing. So like if you're in the bathroom for 45 minutes and you come out and you have 17 new followers and they're all female, like, yeah, you're probably doing something in the bathroom for 45 minutes.
First of all, again, I might have my butt.
I don't live with a man, so I don't know where this would take place or how it would take place.
Some of the best business-minded decisions come from the bathroom. I'm just sitting there chilling. I lose track of time sometimes.
Yo, it's times
I can respect that.
I'll sit down and I'll start playing one game, and next thing I know, I'm on another game, and next thing I know, I'm slapping my legs to wake them the fuck up. Like,
my body got a 10-minute warning because I got bad knees and my circulation is bad. Knees legs will fall asleep. I'm out within 10 minutes. Fuck that. I don't know how people sitting there for 45 to an hour. I don't know how to do.
Times I done lost track of time. I've been sitting there for a whole hour. Yeah, and my phone about to die because I'm sitting there. Say again.
Don't your legs fall asleep?
After
he
a
had
while,
to-
yeah, but that's the thing. I'm sitting there, I'm playing on my phone. I'm not paying attention to it. I might smoke a cigarette or two. I'm playing on my phone, and 9 out of 10, it's not even like I'm sitting on social media. I got a bunch of games that I play on my phone to kill time, and most of the time, I only play them when I'm taking a shit. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit, I ain't played this game today. Oh shit, and a lot of my games I play, I'm in like different clans and different groups, so it's like different challenges we got to do every day. So it's like, oh shit, I got to do this. Oh shit, I got to do that. So it's not like I meant to sit here for an hour. No, I'm sitting there and it's like, oh shit, damn, I've been down here for a minute. Let me get the fuck up. Like,
yeah, it'd be like that.
crazy.
I didn't have a ton of time.
it
For the games.
happens.
Talk about
like,
the games with the clans and the daily and the I don't know. I forgot.
that's just listen.
game.
Sometimes for me, they help clear my mind. Like I'm a person that lives inside my mind a little bit too much, and I've been like this since I was young. So stuff like that, you know, those brain teasers, those fucking strategies that I got to figure out, they help me come outside of my head for a little bit, so it doesn't bother me to do it.
The brain break.
Yes, it gives me that brain break. You know what I mean? So for me, it doesn't bother me. I prefer to do it because it helps me, and to me, it's helpful. So
I can respect that.
me losing that hour, I ain't think about it one time. It didn't cross my mind that I've been seeing for an hour until I start feeling that tingle in my thigh, and I'm like, all right, hold up, how long I've been sitting here? And I look up, and I'm 45 minutes in. It is what the fuck it is at that point.
Shower though, like I'll be in the shower for a fucking minute, don't even realize
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in the shower for an hour. That's
Once
definitely
it goes
a female
cold,
thing.
I'm out.
Yeah, that's
It
y'all
takes
thing.
45 minutes just to wash my hair.
I live in a hood.
Y'all like melting y'all skin off. I don't do that type of shit.
Go in the hood. The hood don't get the hood water don't get cold.
Must be nice, because
I know.
if
My shit gets cold.
I make sure I take my shower first, because I already know once everybody else go in, I'm the only person in the house that don't take 45-minute showers. So I know I got to shower first, because I'm not gonna be taking a cold shower because y'all want to go in there and fucking have a spa day. Fuck all of that shit.
Got to.
I'm not doing it either.
Say again. What you say, Draymond?
I said I have to. You got to. Shit, I'm trying to get away from my daughter. Like I just need this fucking minute.
That's not what I thought. Honestly, that was not my first thought when you said 45 minutes.
Oh, you thought I was getting it off?
I mean,
In the shower?
apparently that's the everybody when they got those detachable heads for a fucking
right.
reason.
As soon as you said
I never
45,
understood that.
as
never
soon as you said
understood that.
45, I was like,
It doesn't feel good. The shower head, nope.
Listen,
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna be
don't
honest
know.
with you. The way that water beam in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck is you enjoying that shit? But
Yeah,
apparently, motherfuckers love that shit. I don't listen. I don't get it.
I'm not a
They're the
toy person.
motherfuckers that use the rose 3 times a day. Those are the ones that need the shower heads. Put
So
that shit on
I'm
drill mode.
gonna be honest with you. I think I believe right now that one piece of technology has destroyed a lot of people's relationships, because I think a lot of these chicks, they went and got those roses, and now they hitting that joint, hitting it. I've heard a couple females say they had to throw theirs away because they shit hurt because they was using it so much. Apparently the shit feels that good that you want to use the shit 6 times a day. Why you want to use it 6 times a fucking day? I don't know. Why you want something with a motor? You just want something with a motor sitting on your shit. That's crazy.
Listen, I love toy play. I just filmed a joint with the girl using a toy, then I used the toy on her, and then
That's different.
I don't care.
I don't like toys.
That's
don't
different.
get me wrong.
That's not her by herself 3 times a day, you know?
I'm not
I
against
mean,
it.
I don't know what her normal habits are.
That's my thing. I'm not against it at all. But when you to the point where you're using that shit 3, 4, 5 times a day, it's like, damn, like you really didn't want no dick at all. You just want to sit there with that. That's like a dude saying,
it's
like
not that they don't want dick, they don't want the complications. Like me, sometimes I stroke my shit just because I don't want to deal with the person coming over, the person being with me, and the person leaving. I don't want to deal with all that. So I just go to sleep.
So hold on. You keep bringing up this roster. What do you mean by that?
Her or me?
Her.
Oh.
I said, well, we got the roster.
So here you go. Now keep in mind when I say this that I am also a borderline. So I tend to get obsessed if I form an emotional attachment to someone. So I don't. My roster, we're not friends. Don't add me on social media. Don't talk to me. Don't text me Happy New Year. None of that. We make an agreement. This is what you want to get out of it. This is what I want to get out of it. We sign NDAs because you ain't sharing my nudes. They are top tier, bitch, and you have to pay for them. And yeah, other than that, we the only time we contact each other is to set up an appointment, like a schedule appointment, however you want to put it. I have 4 in my roster. But of course, there's some on the bench. They just know they're on the bench, and I'm probably on their bench. Like whatever. It's
right.
mutual.
Listen.
So, can I ask? Is that because you said of the obsession, the borderline obsession that you have that people like that? So have to get a connection with them.
That's a good question. I actually don't have a romantic attachment to sex to begin with. So for me, I know if I try to do like the continuous with one person, it'll just end up with me being obsessive with them. And then it's just in the way of what I'm doing.
I can sleep with you, not care about you, but if I keep on doing it, it's like I love you.
Well, no, the people in my roster have been in my the people in my roster have been most of my roster members are long term.
So I was about to ask that. I was about to say, like, is there like a cutoff to like how long somebody could be on the roster, or how long before they make the roster, or how often can a roster spot be used? Like let's say I'm Wednesday, so I can only fuck on Wednesday, or I only get, or I only get the month of June or some shit like that. Like, how does that work?
Month of June.
So for me, with my roster, obviously I'm what I like to call ambisextrous. So I have 2 men and 2 women because I'm bisexual. So I obviously the women, there's 1 week out of the month, they're out of commission. Those go to the men. And one of my roster members travels twice a month. So they're gone. So it's really just scheduling around each other's schedules. Yeah, it's never like, hey, you're Wednesday, they're Thursday, she's Friday. It's not like that. It's like, hey, I'm free the 22nd. Are you free? I am now. Like, let's go.
So can they call and make an appointment, or only you?
They can text me for an appointment, but they can't like text me and be like, hey, how are you? No, it's like free the 22nd, and that's it. That's as far as that message can go.
So me and my roster are very friendly.
That's probably a problem. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not my.
It's not. It's a joke. That was a joke.
I know, because
like, don't say that out loud.
Because none of them are here. Like, that's not a problem for me.
But you said you don't want to deal with the before and after to get laid.
Sometimes, because I'm a Virgo, so I like my alone time.
So am I.
I figured.
So
so sometimes, like, I'll think about it. I'll be like in the mood, and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta call this person. Then I gotta figure out what they doing. Then I got so sometimes it's like, all right, let me just knock this out real quick, and I'm good.
So let me ask you this: is it more of an effort thing or a person thing? Is it more of I don't feel like putting in the effort to have you come over, or both. I just don't want to deal with you?
Both. Depends who I have to deal with. Because all my situationships are not. They like to do extra shit. So a lot of them, I don't.
You an extra motherfucker, so I can understand.
No, like, one's married, but like she gets mad if I'm talking to another chick. Kind of, I don't got time for this.
Hell yeah!
Whoa! Time out, ref. I keep telling you, we can't just be glazing over shit. We ain't doing that. So you telling me this chick is married, but yet telling you can't fuck nobody else, even though I'm pretty sure her husband still fucking.
No, not that I can't fuck nobody else, but like, say she over, she wants my undivided attention, but I have another.
You married. That's not even an option.
I have other rosters to deal with.
I don't agree with that, because if somebody's coming over to see me, you're coming to see me, because I do the same thing. Both the phones get put away. If it's an emergency, that's different, but you're not gonna sit here and text the whole time. You get what I'm saying?
No. Like, we already did what we do, and I'm good. You good? You just here chilling.
She's still there spending time with you.
I'm back to my regular old program.
I mean,
tell her to go.
Married, like she's married. Like, I see if she wasn't married, I can understand why she would get upset, but she's married. Like, no,
Yeah,
bitch.
like I don't see
That
how you
makes
could
it
be
worse.
I feel like if you marry and you get into that type of arrangement, basically she should be how you look at it. Don't hit me up unless we fucking. Once we fucking, I'm out of here. It shouldn't be no, ain't no conversation. It ain't no none of that. Yo, you free today? Yeah, all right, I'm on my way. Don't call me and say, yo, I'm coming over Tuesday at 3:00. No, that's too far in advance. You need to be calling me today when you actually got time. If you don't got time today, then that's it. Like you're in a whole situation. I can't. So I'm pretty sure you can't just randomly call her all the fucking time. So it that kind of changes things.
Nor would I, because I don't care.
Can I say something?
You
I
most
think
certainly
the issue is, yes, she's married, but clearly she's going outside of her marriage to get what she's not getting. And that's not just sex, it's affection and attention.
Because
which
most
is why
females,
she's demanding
that
it
wasn't
from you.
that wasn't our agreement.
Not that you have to give it, but I'm just saying that's what she's expecting. And expectations kill everything. So
most married women that cheat, they always have an emotional connection to the dude that they fucking. Usually that's kind of like a boyfriend on the side type shit. It's not just some random dude that
Which
they
I'm perfect at that. I could be in the same room with whoever you dealing with, and they would not know a fucking thing.
Okay. All right.
I've been groomed like this since I was a jit. I know how to play my position.
That's not a hoe though. So just don't call yourself a hoe.
So what would he be then? What would he be? He's a slut. Okay, why is that?
Am I?
Hoes don't fuck married or entangled people because it's too much drama. We don't do drama.
That's true. So I am a hoe. You said.
Oh, I'm super toxic. I don't like.
See, so you're on your way to being a hoe.
Damn.
No.
Remember that hoes are refined sluts.
Listen, I went to Vegas, right? And this chick, and I know her dude, and I went after the chick because she has a dude. I like that shit.
Oh,
I'm toxic as fuck. Yeah, and I still got her. So
has anybody ever knocked you to fuck out?
Nah.
That's why.
I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot and 2 something.
Man,
so
listen,
it ain't happening.
Listen, sometimes all it takes when that toxic stuff comes around.
Walk up on me and my wife. I'm turning into Ryu.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like nobody said nothing. Nobody did nothing. Somebody's uncle your ass.
No.
Can I be a creep real fast?
Yes.
I want y'all to bang. Can y'all make that happen? Because y'all got a lot of kids. You Canuto and Hectic. Y'all need to set something up.
Well, we can get into that later, but right now I'm actually on a different path.
No, I'm just saying.
I'll explain that later. I appreciate you trying to wingman for me though. Thank you.
I was like,
wingman.
Hold up. The fact that that's
getting late if it ain't me.
Listen, here's the thing. It's very rare on my motherfucking podcast do somebody say something so left field that it throws me off. I almost had to shut the fuck up for a second. Like, hold up, what the fuck just happened?
Almost got by you.
No, it didn't get by me, but soon as she said it, I'm like, whoa, hold up. Wait a minute now.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on now.
And she said she want to see it. She didn't say y'all should do it. She said, I want to see it.
Oh, I heard that part first.
Because it's job. I mean, like I would like to see how that goes.
Let's see.
Like 4K HD or like live? No.
Whichever.
That does change things. That does change things.
No, because I feel like y'all
Nah,
like,
don't backtrack. She asked you a question. Answer that question.
I said it doesn't. I said it is. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying they're piggybacking off each other a lot, and it's kind of like.
So
I think that.
Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer to watch live or 4K?
I don't want to be in the room 4K.
Why you don't want to be in the room?
Now, if y'all want me to record, that's different.
That would call for you to be in the room.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
yeah, but she has a job to do, you know.
No, I'm not.
Listen, even if you behind the camera, you still looking. You got to look through the fucking camera.
Actually, honestly, yes and no. Like I was just telling someone this the other day. When I film, like I'll be like looking just to make sure everything's in frame, and then I'm like, damn, the decor in here is really nice. Like, oh shit!
I feel like
doing so much other shit.
I feel like there's a big difference between having a job to do, like having a camera in your hand and focusing on other things and just standing in the room and staring at them. You know, it's like
I see that.
uncomfortable.
Like
So I
that.
can
I
see
see
that
that.
being, you know,
Let
that's
me-
weird.
Let me ask you this: based off of
And I have done
his, based off of his job, right? Who would you say? You said you got the hoe, the slut, and what's the third one?
Or
The hoe, the slut, and the whore. Which
Mhm.
one would be more likely to turn to porn?
a whore,
Why is that?
the money.
Ah, you know what? I didn't think about it that way. Okay,
It's all
that
about the
makes sense.
Benjamins. Remember,
So it's-
sluts are in it for the love of the game. Anyone,
So-
anywhere, anytime.
So being as though he toxic as fuck, which he openly admitted, which is crazy.
Hey,
And-
I've lived a long life. I learned how to accept
Listen.
my faults.
I ain't mad at you. But being as though he openly admits that he toxic as fuck, and we know for a fact that he has a job that this is what he do. Which one would he more likely be in at that point? Would he still just be the slut, or some days he a slut, some days he's a whore?
I think he would just be a slut. I mean, having to go to those scenarios for your job, it's just your job. He's not having sex for money. He's just filming people having sex for money.
Oh,
That's
no,
not the same.
I fuck for money.
He fucks. That's
Oh, then
why
you're a whore. So then you're a whore.
he fucks.
Hold
That's
up.
why I said
That changed quickly.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. A whore gets compensation every single time. Whether it's they go out to dinner, or he like pays her electric bill, or she gets her hair and nails done, or you know, or he's driving her car and dropping her off at work so he can use the car while she's at work, because it is any
Oh,
sex can be a slut
yeah.
or a whore. You have to get something in return every time. Think of it like a brat. A brat won't
No.
do shit unless they get something in return.
I'm
That's kinda
glad
like
you
a
said that. I'm glad you said that because I keep
I need.
say again, Draymond.
I said I need this whole whore slut thing analogy again, but we get to get it to at the end because
I'll send it to you. I got you, girl.
Here's the thing. I keep hearing so many females say that what they doing is right because they don't get money put on a dresser. So it's not that big of a deal if you took me out on all these dates, or if you buy me stuff, or
Still a whore.
whatever. But the way they feel it, because they not street walking, because they don't have OnlyFans, because they're
And
not
no
doing
money's
porn,
being directly
no
exchanged.
money, yeah, it's no direct exchange of money, then that alleviates the fact that they are that type of person. Do you agree with that?
No. First of all, I have an OnlyFans and I'm not a whore because I don't have sex or get naked on camera for money. But if you're getting something in return every single time you have sex with someone, you're a whore. It's not a negative thing. It's okay to be a whore. You do what you do, whatever makes you happy. But you're still a whore at the end of the day.
What if you
What'd you
just fuck free? What is that? What the fuck that make you?
A slut. You're in it for the love of the game. Anyone, anywhere, anytime. They're the ones that leave at 2 a.m. at the bar with. Because hoes left at 11:30. We got jobs and shit.
And you said I'm a hoe?
You're in a relationship.
No, I'm not.
Well, here, so let me rephrase that because that wasn't right either. So you can either be a hoe for everyone or a hoe for someone's son. But if you're not even having sex, then you're not on the spectrum at all.
Yeah, I'm not having sex. No.
Yeah,
No,
we
I mean, you're
just
fucking your favorite person yourself. I'm my favorite person to fuck.
I do that quite often. So I am having sex.
Roger the fuck that. And on that note, we're gonna play some motherfucking music. We shall return. All on the table, baby. Bump.
Take your clothes off. Lay down on the bed. The time is here. Give you what I said. When it's all over, you won't regret it. Oh, I promise. You won't forget it, babe. Let me kiss your lips. Thoughts that's in my head. Oh, I got a taste for it. Lips between your legs. It's time of ecstasy. Giving you a memory. As I take control. For all of
Open yourself to me. Surrender, surrender. I've been patiently waiting for a long time. Surrender, surrender. Tonight your body will be on mine. Surrender, surrender, surrender to this love. Don't fight no more. This love that I have won't be ignored. I know that you can feel the heat. I know that your body is weak. Girl, I'm about to go deep, 'cause your body's calling me. Surrender. Take control. Nobody can love you like I do, baby. Taste you, please you, ask for all of you. You won't regret it. You won't forget it. I'm going inside tonight. Surrender, surrender. Open yourself to me. Surrender, surrender. I've been patiently waiting for a long time. Surrender, surrender. Tonight your body will be on mine. Surrender, surrender. I'm going inside tonight. Going inside tonight. Surrender. Open yourself to me. Open yourself to me. Surrender, surrender. I've been patiently waiting for a long time. Surrender, surrender. Tonight your body will be on mine. Surrender, surrender. I know you found a lot of things, but you ain't found nothing like this. I know you've seen a lot of things, but you ain't seen nothing like this. I know you heard a lot of things, but you ain't heard nothing like this. The sound of a woman giving over a piece of herself to a love taker. Oh, my love. Surrender your heart to me. Surrender your heart to me. Because I take control of you. Yeah, yeah. Taste you, please. I will. Baby, tonight's the night. Don't you know? Tonight's the night. Yeah. Sound of the words. I know that I love you. I know that I wanna show you how much I care for you. No, I wanna show you.
Oh my God, my heart's beating quickly. If I could do it, I would. No boy. If I could do it, I would. If I could do it, I would. Oh my gosh, my heart's beating quickly. My mind is racing with it. No more, no more. I can't take it no more. If I could do it, you got me addicted. I'm losing my vision. I'm swerving my whipping. I can't take my thinking. Ignoring my texts. Don't wanna call exes. Got me in my feelings. Thinking, why do I deal with you? Slow down, 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 slow down. If I could do it, I would. No more, got me. No more. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow no more. No more. On another level, about to meet the devil. The way you make me feel, love it, how you make me feel. I don't know what no one like you. Killing doesn't kill as you do. But you got me addicted. I'm losing my vision. I'm swerving my whip and I can't take my fingers. Ignoring my taxes. Don't wanna call exes. Got me in my feelings. Thinking, why do I deal with you? Slow down, 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 slow down. I can take it no more, oh no more. Slow down, 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 slow down. If I do it, I can take it no more. Got me, slow down. Without you, I'm breaking down, I'm sinking. I get to reminiscing on the past. My lies are so convincing. I actually believe myself. I'm living in my own hell. But you got me addicted. I'm losing my vision. I'm swerving my whip and I can't take my fingers. Ignoring my taxes. Don't wanna call exes. Got me in my feelings. Thinking, why do I feel it? Slow down, 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 slow down. Do it, I can take it no more. If I could do it, I would. Slow down, 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 slow down. If I could do it, I would take it no more. Got me. If I could do it, I would. Oh my gosh, my heart's beating quickly. My mind is racing with it. No more, no more. I will take it no more. No more.
All right, man, we back in the motherfucking building, man. We just trying to figure some shit the fuck out to help you people the fuck out. You know, we talk our shit, but at the end of the day, we try to say it in a way where you're going to at least try to learn something. I have people all the time hit me up asking me questions. I don't know when the fuck I became this goddamn life relationship fucking guru. I don't even talk like a fucking guru, but for some reason people keep asking me these questions like I know it all. I don't know shit, so I bring motherfuckers like Dramo on here so they could teach me some shit. It's just that simple. But here's what I want to know, and this is because this is something I keep seeing, and I've had at least 3 or 4 people within the last 2 weeks kind of say this to me, and in my mind, I'm like, all right, I don't see it, but maybe it's just me. So, in all honesty, are women becoming more masculine, or are men becoming more feminine?
Ooh, can I answer?
Yes, you can.
I think it's a mixture of both. I think so. The example that I always give people is I remember us growing up. You know, I'm a little older, so I remember in order for a dude to get a woman's number, he had to come correct because she'd be like, "Nah, I'm not taking any and everything," right? Which made a dude that was half stepping either have to full step or step the fuck off, right? Now, there's a lot of imposters out here, and a lot of girls are amused by trinkets, like the flashy shit. Like, as long as the dude looks flashy, they give him a chance, right? He could just say hello, and she's like, okay, cool. So now these dudes are no longer having to step their game up because there's just a lot of women just accepting bullshit. So the dudes are not doing what they need to do as a man. Hence, you know, you got people like Dramo, like she said, like, you know, because people ain't doing what they supposed to do. Now she's having to step up to the plate, and she's having to do stuff that she probably normally wouldn't want to do or accustomed to doing, but because they have to get done, now she having to do that. So you're having a lot of women that, because they're dealing with or coming across all these sorry ass dudes and now having to man up in a sense and do the shit that generations ago women weren't accustomed to doing, or you didn't see a lot of women doing.
So does that actually make them a sorry motherfucker, or does that make them feminine though?
Both, because you know we were raised like men look each other in the eye. We had to step to men a certain type of way, stuff like that. We were just, even if we didn't have pops in the home, the OGs on the block and the OGs around kind of put us up on game. There's no OGs putting these youngins on game no more. So
that's
they're
because
just
the
doing
OGs
whatever.
nowadays is actually youngins.
100%. So a lot of these youngins aren't being taught how to be a man. And two, we also have a whole other side that's trying to demoralize or to bring down the whole masculine movement as a man anyways. You know what I mean? As soon as a man does something, we hear, oh, toxic masculinity. And it's like, how's that toxic masculinity if this man is doing what he feels he needs to do as a man? How is that toxic? Because it doesn't fit into certain people's criteria of what they want in society nowadays.
I get what you're saying. Dramo?
I'll have to agree with a lot that he was saying, especially as far as like, the women having to step up more. A lot of women will, like, I got it if the person don't got it. Like, if you want to go on a date and he don't got it, I just want to go out. Like, you're going to probably pay for the date and whatever. Not saying that doesn't make you less of a man, but you know what I mean? It's like a lot of situations like that are happening. A lot of men are just kind of like accepting it. And also, too, I feel like this new generation now, it's just like everybody kind of want to be, I don't want to say it wrong, but like equal. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like I have a lot of friends that are like, I have a gay friend, he's a man. I'd be like, oh, that's like, oh, taking out the trash is a man's job. But he'd be like, oh, but why is it a man's job and you could do it too? Like, you know what I mean? It's like those type of things. I feel like it's kind of like the generation now and what's accepted, and also with just women just saying, I'm gonna just do it just because I want to go out and I know you don't got it or whatever. And also how a person is raised as well. Like, you know what I mean? So some people wasn't probably raised with a man in the house, so they don't really know how to be a man.
Real quick, to back something that you just said, right? So I think, me personally, I feel like part of the problem is the fact that so many women have felt like I don't need a man. That I think some dudes kind of get it in their head, well, they don't need us any fucking way, so why the fuck do I gotta do it?
That's true.
When you constantly scream, I don't need a man for shit, that means you don't need a man for shit. That means absolutely nothing. A man can't do nothing but fuck me. Once you say shit like that, you kind of gotta live on that. Like, you can't use it when it fits you. You can't be like, oh, well, I said that, but can you do this right here? Because now it's like, all right, well, what the fuck I need to do it for? You don't need me. You just told me you don't need me for anything. So that means everything you need done, you should be able to do it yourself.
I mean, I believe that's true too. And I also feel like women who say that, they maybe had a single mother, because that was me too. I never needed a nigga for shit, but I did have a mom that was single that did everything. So that, I think that also plays into a big part of the relationship too, because I saw my mother do everything, so I'm gonna do it. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I get what you're saying too, but I feel like it's all how you grew up too. Like, you know what I mean? What you're saying. So
Miss CA, has women become more masculine, or has men become more feminine?
I kind of agree a lot with what everybody said. I think there's a lot of confusion with our generation because a lot of men are not meeting halfway, whereas women are now working. Women are now, taking care of the household too. Men kind of like missed that part of the memo, or maybe haven't gotten there yet in a lot of the situations I've seen. So it's like the woman is expected to take care of the house, the kids, have a job, the bills, everything else. And the man's just like, I'm the man of the house. And that's just it. And that's just not right. And that's why there's a lot of tension, a lot of issues, because now women are being more masculine to step up to take care of those things. And like she said, single mother households. I grew up in one too. I am wholeheartedly agreeing that I don't need a man. Does that mean I don't want one? No.
True.
It just means at the end of the day, I don't need one. I'm fine by myself. I could do bad all by myself, you know? But maybe that doesn't mean I don't want one, but that person has to meet me halfway. And as you can tell by the way that I behave, there's some pretty strict guidelines to meet before I would allow that, just because I'm so well off on my own, you know? So I think that's a lot of the problem. Like, women are stepping up and doing shit by themselves, and men are not willing to put in the work to meet them where they want them to meet them, which is basically at the same level, you know?
So I something I saw is said that men have become more feminine and they are living in this, what they're considering the sassy movement. They're saying
Whoa.
men have become more sassy.
I
Now,
never-
what they mean?
Wait.
Hey, they're his words,
Listen.
man. I didn't say that.
Listen, when I heard this shit, when I heard those first couple words, that's what made me like, okay, now I need to hear the breakdown of this. You know what I mean? So, and it's funny because I had a conversation with the Anonymously Beautiful podcast, and she asked me, why do men argue with women? So I said, well, typically men don't necessarily argue with women. We say our point and y'all keep going. She was like, no, but they'll still keep trying to respond. And I'm like, so basically what you're saying is he's supposed to just let you just sit there and argue and nag and cuss him the fuck out. He's supposed to say absolutely nothing. So she says, no, well, he shouldn't just let you do that, but he's not supposed to argue back with you. So I'm like, all right, now I'm confused. He's not supposed to, exactly. So he's not supposed to respond, but he's supposed to respond. You fucking can't do both. It's just that simple.
Have given.
Hold on. But when I was watching this video, these women was explaining that they felt like if a woman is nagging or arguing with a man, he's not supposed to respond at all. He's not supposed to ever do nothing petty. He's supposed to never do nothing spiteful. He's not supposed to retaliate. That is a woman's trait. So now basically you saying you're supposed to be able to fuck you, you punk motherfucker, and he's supposed to just sit there and fucking take it. So is he not a bitch at that point?
No,
Is he not soft at that point? If I'm just man, woman, and child, as a man, you ain't about to sit here and let nobody cuss you the fuck out.
I had my BM one day. She used to pop off in the mouth, woo, and we were arguing something. And I simply said, I was like, bitch, please. Not necessarily calling her a bitch. I just said, bitch, please. She's like, oh, you call me a bitch. And I was like, listen, you just cussed me from the East Coast to the West Coast. And I said, bitch, please. And you about to have an aneurysm right now. You know what I mean? You got people in the world like that. And so the whole arguing with females, I see this shit a lot on like Facebook and stuff like that. If it's like a female topic, I normally don't entertain it. It has nothing to do with me, right? But if it's like a legit, like I could fact check you on some shit and you saying some wrong ass shit, I'm gonna say my piece. Me going back and forth at you is not us arguing. It's, to me, it's a debate, because at the end of the day, I sleep the same fucking way every night. You see what I'm saying? I'm not mad.
The way that they look at it, because you going back and forth and you arguing with them, so you're being sassy at the moment. It's like, how the fuck does that even make sense?
Yeah.
Can I say something on that?
Yes, you may.
So it dials back to what I said earlier. Women are emotional and vindictive. What I always suggest to women who ask me advice in those situations, this is what I tell them. Stop approaching your man when you're feeling emotional. Doesn't matter what that emotion is. Write it out. Give them a letter if you have to. Give them a note. And then leave them the fuck alone and let them read it. Why? Because when you come at a man full of emotion, He's coming at you full of logic, and you don't want logic. You just want to vent. Well, men can't handle that. Men don't do vent well. It turns into she's nagging. She's not nagging, she's venting. But you want to find a solution because you don't want her to continue nagging. You want her to shut the fuck up. So you're going to find a solution so she'll shut the fuck up. But women don't want you to find a solution, so they'll fight you every step of the way. Everything you say is a problem. Then you're sassy. But in reality, women get too emotionally invested in literally everything. And I could say that as a woman. Okay, this is what I have seen, and it's what I've millions of times. And actually, a few times that letter, I say maybe 5 people in total have asked me about it. If out of 5, 3 tried it, all 3 worked. Men need time to process emotions, even if it's not theirs. It's just the way to work.
Now, I like how you just said, and I'm glad Drakemo's sitting there when you just said that. I like how you just said that a man will always retaliate with logic.
Yeah.
You heard that, right, Dramo? I ain't put words in that mouth, right?
Now,
Okay,
whether or not their logic is correct is irrelevant.
Right.
That's
regardless, what I'm saying is a man will always exactly. Men will always think logically. That's just what we do. We don't know how to not think that way. That's just it's genetically in our DNA to always put some form of logic into everything we say. And like you said, the logic may not make sense to you, but that don't mean it didn't make sense to me, because this is my logic on it. You bitching, and I'm like, all right, well, let's do XYZ. Right. All right, well, if that ain't gonna work, let's do this. After a while, the motherfucker gonna say, yo, leave me the fuck alone.
100%.
It's going to happen.
I've had girls approach me about, OnlyFans or whatever. I'm like, all right, well, do you have this? No. Do you have this? No. Do you have this? No. All right, so you need to accomplish these things so this can happen. And they'd be like, well, that's not what I asked you. They almost damn near want me to do the thing for them instead of me telling them how to properly do something. It's almost like, if a man's hungry, I could go fish. I could feed him for a day, or I could teach a man to fish. He could eat for a lifetime. I'm trying to teach you how to fish. You don't want to learn how to fish.
Well,
I had somebody hit me up asking me to help them out with something, right? And I say, oh, well, maybe you could do this right here. The next question was, where do I find it? Google, motherfucker. What you mean? Google. So what I'm supposed to Google it for you, figure it out for you. No, I'm not.
Send the link, everything.
For you.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that you hit me up and I thought about it. That's enough. I am getting nothing from this. That is enough. So why do I have to do all the legwork for you, put the shit in motion, and you just benefit? It doesn't fucking work like that.
Some motherfuckers is leeching.
That's them young ass girls. I'm telling you right now, they were probably under 27.
No, this chick was in her 30s, which blew my fucking mind. She tried it. She tried it.
Fucking mine too.
Yeah, she tried it. So, Drama, how do you feel about the whole sassy movement? Like, do you believe that a man arguing or a man coming back, or if you being like, at the end of the day, I don't care who you are. Every person is petty and spiteful to a fucking extent. I don't give a fuck, man, woman, or child. Everybody at some point is going to do some petty shit just because, and it might just be for fun, but they still going to fucking do it. So the whole, if you petty, then you sassy. First of all, why is it everything a man does gets some type of fucking gay label or feminine label to it? Like, why is that?
Because they know that's the shiv in the kidneys.
The same way that anything a woman does gets turned back when she's a whore, she's a slut, she's a thought. Same way. How many times you call a woman a hoe, you didn't even know what she was doing? She just a hoe.
Some bitches do be hoes, though. I get you.
Some bitches do be hoes, but they're not refined hoes. So they're still sluts.
Yeah.
So Dramo, how you feel about it?
Well, this is the first time I ever heard of a sassy movement. So
yeah.
I know what he means by that, though. I just didn't know there was a term.
I take all of it in, but as a person who has once exuded that behavior because of I guess I wasn't getting my way or whatever, and he was arguing back with me. But in my situation, our arguments got really intense to the point they got physical. So then it's just like, okay, now you a bitch ass nigga, you hitting me. You know what I'm saying? or I'm
Whoa,
hitting.
whoa, whoa. Hold up. Let me ask you this. Did you
Yeah.
hit him?
I did.
Then he
Yeah.
then he is not a bitch for hitting you back.
But
He
there were times good. You know what I mean?
that's so for all of y'all out there listening, I'm gonna let you finish, Draymo. For all of y'all out there listening, I will back a man 100% every single time if you hit him first. It is just that fucking simple. What do you call it? Fuck word am I looking for?
Self-defense
Self-defense is fucking real.
or buy one get one free hands, as I like to call them.
Exactly.
Wow.
You there's no way you gonna tell me that you just punched this man in his face and he's supposed to just say okay and walk away. Fuck no. Because if you do it once, I've seen it. A man, you punch him in his face that one time, he walk away, he lets you go. Next time you think I could punch you twice, he walk away. Next time, before you get to that third swing, he gonna knock you the fuck out.
Domestic
Now,
violence
be
goes
lucky
both
that
ways,
you
baby.
be lucky that you got to the third swing. Stop putting your fucking hands on people. It's just that simple. I don't believe in that whole, oh, a man should never hit a woman. Fuck that. You hit me, I'm hitting you back. My mama told me, if you're man enough to hit, you man enough to get hit back. It's just that motherfucking simple.
It's called matching energy.
I don't
Exactly.
believe that either. But like, like I said, there was times where I would say something, I'll go for the jugular sometimes. Like I used to call myself Petty Shabazz. So yes, I will go for the fucking jugular. Okay. And I guess sometimes the nigga just couldn't handle the shit. So you know what, bitch? Oh, like, oh, you just fucking hit me? Like, oh, now we fighting. But there has been times I put hands on him too. But like, yeah, as I was once a, you know what I mean? It was a tit for tat thing. The relationship was it was just fucking toxic. It just was never, it should have never been. But as far as like calling it sassy, if you're provoking, what do you expect? You're like poking the bear. You know what I mean? And he has, so I guess he is logical. He has told me things like, you're provoking me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Damn.
Like you trying it. Like you can't sit there and try this man constantly and it feels some type of way when he retaliates. It's just that simple. Like
women are delusional that way.
At some point, this man is going to explode, and he's not going to sit there and let you keep doing this.
Especially if
I'm not going to do that.
I say some wild shit like shit that hit him in the fucking like.
One thing's for certain, two things for sure.
That was horrible.
As soon as you let a woman allow a woman to do any slight thing to you, rather that's cuss you out, rather that's swing on you, push you, hit that jugular, whatever. Every time she see, oh, I could get this far. All right, let me go a little bit farther. All right, let me go a little bit farther. And at some point, this man is gonna say, all right, you went far enough. Like it's just that simple.
Yeah, no, it's true. I've definitely been at fault for a lot of things like that. So just hearing it is like, yeah, it was times I provoked the shit out of him. Only because, like, you know what I'm saying, like where I saw something he didn't see. But that's where I went wrong. I should have never been trying to change a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So they gotta change on their own. But
You weren't wrong, you were uneducated, inexperienced.
Yeah, it was for the wrong person. You know what I mean? So like instead of moving on, I'm just like, motherfucker did it, like, just extra. It's only but so much a motherfucker could take. And it's true, and which I've mentioned in my podcast. Like I was the problem 50% of the time. I was.
I like that you said 50. I like that. And
I no more. 50, that's it. Nigga, you got the rest.
It's half and half. Meet you halfway. But I want to say something about what he just said too. In my opinion, if you are in a relationship, if you at any time emasculate your man, you should not be in that relationship. Your job is to build your man up, not to emasculate him. That is toxic. And men should not be talking down to their woman. If at any point in time in your relationship, your partner or you are bringing your partner down in any way, you should leave. Period. Both of you, mutually. Get the fuck out. If you're raising my blood pressure, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? You can raise my heart rate if you catch my drift, but not the blood pressure. We're not doing that. I don't allow anybody to get me angry.
It's normalized. Toxicity is too normalized. People think the shit is cute. And I was once that person who thought it was cute. Like, I'll smack the shit out of a nigga. No, you should.
That's not an okay attitude to have either. You're not supposed to smack the shit out of anybody.
Exactly.
Women are vindictive by nature. We start fights. That's what we do. We are petty, manipulative, and vindictive.
So I just want to say something, right? I just want to say something. So when I first met Draymo, I said that she looked like the type of motherfucker that'll swing on a dude, right? And she explained to me, I'm not that type of person. But
I'm
now
not.
you say it. Nah, I ain't give a fuck. I ain't asked you, was you? I ain't say you was that person now. I said you look like the type. Your past is still your past, motherfucker. That shit ain't that far in the goddamn past for that shit to be like, oh yeah, I've never done that. Nah. It's a statute of limitations on everything.
I'm not that no more. But yeah, I mean, like, you listen to the podcast. It drops every Sunday at 12:30. I used to fuck shit up, literally.
Here's one thing. Here's one thing I will say though. Here's one thing I will say. Dramo came on my show the first 2 times, and not once did she ever mention her podcast. And I asked her, "What the fuck is you doing?" Because if you put me on your podcast, I'm gonna say all on the table as many the fuck times as I can. That shit gonna pop up in all types of sentences. It's just
said
that
about
simple.
5 times today.
Yeah, exactly. Like that shit go. I'm gonna embed that. It's called programming. I am going to program you to think all on the table. So now when you on YouTube, subconsciously you can be like, why the fuck am I searching all on the table? Oh shit, look at this motherfucker. When you on Amazon, when you on Apple, when you on Pandora, when you on what's the other shit? iHeartRadio. I'm on all them motherfuckers. So when you thinking to yourself, damn it, why am I searching this shit? It's me, bitches. You know what I mean?
I do it different ways. I say something that I'll say in this episode of my podcast, I go over this, and it'll plant a seed, and they'll think about it later, and they'll dial back onto it. Like, what did she say that was?
So,
and then they'll look it up, and then they'll go to the episode.
So I used to fuck up, right? I used to just name my episodes season this, episode that, so I couldn't reference it. Now
names.
Every episode got its own name, baby. So if you want to listen to the cross-eyed bandit, if you want baby mama drama, I got them all for you. We talk about it all. If this your first time ever watching my show or hearing my show, go back and listen, because we drop a lot of fucking jewels, especially people like Dramo. She come on here with her trucker hat on, she talk her shit. I'm waiting for her to bring Lord Farquaad back. I'm gonna bring Lord Farquaad back. We ain't having that shit. Fuck that.
I was drunk that night. I don't.
Hey, that was a great fucking night. I ain't gonna lie. That was a great fucking night.
I gotta go. That shit was my husband. I'm like, oh fuck, my baby crying. I gotta go. That was a fun one. That was fun. It's always fun.
It definitely was. So let me ask you this, right? Going along with kind of what we're saying. Why is it that if a man says he's superior to women, that he's considered this chauvinistic motherfucker? He hates
toxic
women.
Masculinity.
Exactly. But on the flip side of that, if a woman considers herself to be more superior than men, then she's showing her femininity. What's the difference? If you feel superior, you feel superior. Why is it okay for one side but not okay for the other?
It's not. They're not showing their feminism. They're feminists. They're a little different. Those are extreme radicalists, just like the men. They're not showing feminism. It's a feminist movement. It's totally different. They're the ones that wear the pussy hats. We do not condone that. Most women are not on that wave, okay? Because there has to be a balance in power. Always a balance in power. Never in control. Each side should be in control completely, but there has to be a balance of power. You have to shift it in order for to coincide. It's just the way it has to be.
I think those types of groups just both hate each other and just if you hella fucking
everyone.
Yeah, like I hate men and I hate women. I just feel like y'all just fucking hurt somebody hurt down the line.
But see, that's the thing.
On their head.
I'm not even saying the whole I hate women, because nowadays a man can say anything and it's automatically assumed, oh, he just hate women. It don't matter what the fuck men say now. Everything a man says is, oh, he hate women. He's chauvinistic. I could say, oh, I don't like chicks, and I say it all the time. A cups do absolutely nothing for me. If you got A cups, I'm nervous. It's just that simple. I feel like you was supposed to be a boy, or you are a boy. It's just that fucking simple. That's just how I look at it. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. Everybody else don't have to agree with it. But I say something like that, oh, he just fucking hate women. I ain't say I hate women because I love some fucking double D's. What the fuck you talking about? Give me some world feeders all day. I'm good with that. I just don't want no fucking A cups. Why does that make me this motherfucker that hates women because I don't like a specific type of woman?
Like I said, if it's a man doing that and if it's a woman doing that for the opposite sex, I just feel like if a woman's always constantly talking about a man or saying what she doesn't like about a man and vice versa, how you said, I just feel like y'all just hate each other. That's how I feel. I won't like pinpoint it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're just overly, like, you know what I'm saying, bashing the person. And then it will bring like the therapist on mind, like, did something happen to you when you like for you to exude this behavior? Is something you like? That's how I would do it. But I mean, I judge both sides.
So
I don't say it like you're a if you say certain things, you're fucking opinion.
Like,
I think
okay,
it's
hold on,
I
okay.
think it's
So with Boom, I've had so many people hit me up. Boom is passionate in what the fuck he says. That's how I look at that.
Mr. I don't like flat booties.
Yeah, he first of all, he was out of pocket, and boom, yup, we bringing it up again because you was lying, motherfucker. It's just that simple. Every dude has hit a chick with a flat ass. It's just that fucking simple. Now, with that being said, a lot of people say, oh, Boom just hate women. I don't think Boom hates women at all, because a lot of times he's actually bigging up women more than a lot of them give him credit for. I think it's the way that he say it. It may sound a little bit fucked up, but it's not that he's actually coming at him. He just got a rough way in the way he say it. So folks say, oh, he's fucking chauvinistic. He just hate women. Nah, it's just he ain't saying it in a ear pleasing way. If that
I don't
makes
think he hate women, but as I said before, I feel like, I mean, I only seen him twice, so I don't know. But if he's like that all the time, passionate, like saying certain things about certain women, and that's not even just him, just other men or whoever, or even a woman, it will make me question, like, did something happen, like, for you to feel this way? Like, is it like a trauma thing with you? That's how I see it. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of times with most people, it was some traumatic experience that made them not like a certain thing or made them totally against a certain thing. And I personally don't feel like it's a bad thing. Like, that's just me. I feel like everybody should be able to have their opinion on something. If I don't like something, I don't like something. It's not that I don't like everything that's like that. Like, if I see a pair of white sneaks and I say, I don't like those, that don't mean I hate all fucking white sneakers. That just mean I don't like these fucking white sneakers. It has nothing to do with all the rest of them. You get what I'm saying?
I had a homegirl. So I think it's different. I think it's many different reasons, right? So one reason I think on one side of the spectrum, women feel like they've been left at the end, mistreated for centuries. Now it's their time to shine, right? So now, anytime someone brings up something that's off-putting, that's the label that it's easy to put on them, right? My homegirl said it best one day. And when she said it, I was just like, damn. She said, the people who weren't in power are now the ones in power, telling the ones that were in power or treating the ones that were in power how they used to be treated.
Agreed.
Which is toxic.
Agreed. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't give a fuck how anybody feel about it. They can be as mad as the fuck they want. The LGBT community is some fucking bullies. It is just that simple. A lot of them have been, I know people personally that are in the LGBT community, and they even say, yo, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how did we become this? How is it that y'all could talk shit and bash everybody else, but soon as somebody say something to you, you're a victim? Like, it can't be that way. And I get it. We don't know what you've been through. But at the same time, I don't know because you don't want to tell me. You can't tell me. I'm not ever going to tell you what I've been through, but you need to know what I've been through. It doesn't fucking make sense.
And notice, anytime someone disagrees with you or feels you disagree with their point, it's always a foe being added to you.
Quickly.
And I tell people, I'm not scared or afraid or dislike you. I don't give a fuck what you do. You know what I mean? So that doesn't make me a phobe because I say, well, this doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes it's my pure ignorance. If something doesn't make sense to me, whether it's male, female, goat, dog, cat, whatever, if something doesn't make sense to me, educate me. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like if you were like the Caribbean, they talk like this. Me being from the Caribbean, I'm supposed to say, well, no, everyone doesn't talk like that. There's different dialects depending on which island you're coming from. You see what I'm saying? Not me getting, mad or upset and feeling like you're belittling me. And instead of me educating you, I'm just like, you hate all West Indians or you hate all Caribbean people or whatever the fuck. You see what I'm saying?
You're a Caribbean phobe. Like, what the
Right,
fuck?
right. You're correct. Right.
People forget that phobe means fear. Like just because I don't know, don't mean I'm fucking scared of you. Like it's just that simple.
I learned something new. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. Yeah, you learned.
Yes,
shit.
it means phobe means fear of.
Fear of.
I don't fear you because you are whatever you are. Maybe I just don't fucking know. Or maybe I don't give a fuck. I don't have to give a fuck because you give a fuck.
Just like for most of y'all that don't know, I'm a vet, whatever. I went into the VA yesterday, and there's a place card. It's like, tell me your name, whatever, because we have to say certain things so they can search us up in the records. Also, let us know what your pronouns or whatever is, right?
So I ain't gonna lie, that shit blew my mind the first time they asked me that. But keep going.
I don't think I should lead with my pronouns. I don't think I should be like, hey, I'm hectic and I identify as a cisgender male. I don't think that should be a thing. I understand how some people are non-binary and all this other stuff, but don't assume someone's supposed to know what your pronouns is if you don't, you know what I mean? But I don't think it should be in the introduction like, hey, my name is such and such. By the way, I identify as da. Unless it comes out, or if they call you, then that's when you say, hey, cool. I understand that you may have not known, but this is what I identify with. Once you say that, cool. Now I know what to identify. It got to the point where even models, I have to be like, so what do you identify with? It's gotten so fucking PC that what I see is not what I see, and I understand that, but now I have to.
Now think about it like this. Imagine if you wanted the old school motherfuckers that's in the LGBT, and then you said to yourself, but shit, we ain't do all the fuck that. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Like, I got a homie, and me and him was having this conversation. He straight up was like, yo, I'm confused like a motherfucker. I don't know what they be talking about. He said, he said it's to the point where he don't even like to go to the gay clubs no more because he's confused by everything now. And mind you, this dude, he's fucking, 60 years old. So he's 60 and he's fucking confused. So imagine if he's 60, he been gay for a majority of his life. Imagine a motherfucker who's not gay. We're really confused.
Hella.
Like,
and I was just talking to a lady. I was just talking to a lady. She's in her 50s. And it was crazy because it was like a survey that she was doing. And I happened to be there. And the survey was like, what's your pronouns? Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, the fuck? Like, she was like blown because first of all, a lot of the pronouns people don't generally know. Like cis. Most people don't know what cis means.
I ain't gonna lie, I still don't know what it means.
Cis means that's what you were born as, and that's what you identify as. So I'm a cisgender male. Dramo might be a cisgender female. That's what we're born as.
I'm a plate.
What? Wait, what? you better tell me you fucking with me right now.
No, I get what she's saying.
I mean,
which now, if you call yourself a plate, I'd be like, hey, she a fucking plate. Like, it's not. I don't give a fuck.
No, but he said, cis is like what you were born as, what you identify as trans is like that's what you
transitioned into.
too much for me.
Now,
I really like
now
that.
you see how you just said that, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what the fuck that means. Nobody has ever explained that because until you explain it, I won't fucking know.
Yeah.
I watch like so I mean, but I don't even.
But they automatically assume everyone knows what the pronouns are.
That's confusing. Let me hold on. So CA, being as though you are bisexual, is this something that you, I guess, deal with, relate with, resonate with, or any of that?
I'm not feeding into it. I identify as a problem. That's what I identify as. I am not getting into all of these pronouns. I don't even answer the question. I ignore it. You could call me by my name because that's why I was given my name. I'm not doing he, she, it, they, there, then, that, all that. And I'm not encouraging it for my son either. And it has absolutely nothing to do with any kind of snubbing or hatred for anybody else. It's that bitch, I can't even remember to wash my hair unless I put it in my calendar. I'm not going to remember what the fuck to call you other than your name. And you're lucky if I remember that. So you could either be yo, hey, sup, nod, or your name. Those are your options.
Hold on. It's crazy. I watched a video yesterday that blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie, it blew my mind. So, you know how people doing all these gender reveal parties, which I still feel like is like the dumbest shit ever.
I'll never.
So it's, you know how you create a list of the dumbest shit that you see? I feel like the gender reveal parties and the matching pajamas go neck and neck. It's like some of the dumbest shit that I see on social media. Listen. Again,
pajamas on my child.
I just told you I feel how I feel. Whoever don't like it, that's on you. It is what it is. That's how I feel.
Now I gotta post a pic because it's cute.
That's cool. You can post it all you want. That don't mean I'm about to sit here and be like, oh, like motherfuckers just scrolling through everybody's pajama pictures. Fuck you and your pajamas. Like, fuck out of here. All y'all did was make goddamn what's the name of that place that everybody get their pajamas from? They sell the bullshit jeans. No, not Target. Y'all know what I'm talking
Old
about. It's
Navy?
like a Old Navy. Y'all make every
It's
year.
a white person, right?
Every year, Old Navy makes billions of dollars off just $6 pajamas alone. And they smart because they make sure their pajamas is cheap so everybody come there.
Gets it, yeah.
They got the dollar flip-flops too. Don't forget them. Don't negate them.
It makes sense. Think about it. If you sell 1 million pairs for $1, you just made $1 million. It is that simple. You know what I'm saying? But they did a gender reveal. They was showing like a gender reveal. So the lady said, she had a pink balloon, she had a blue balloon, she had 2 boxes. So she said, instead of saying that your baby is blue and push the one balloon down, or yellow, push the balloon down, she said the word baby is what she call it. Basically you can't use the word baby anymore because that is like an identifier. So you're supposed to call them what she call them, cisgenders.
What the fuck?
No,
baby itself is, first of all, the word baby is the most unrelatable word. It's baby.
I hate
like
that word.
That don't mean it's a boy. That don't mean it's a girl. That don't mean it's not a boy. That don't mean it's not a girl. That means it's a fucking baby. Well, so basically, in my mind, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is where I kind of crossed the line at that, where I feel like it's crossed the line at that point, because if you it's a baby. This baby don't know. This baby doesn't even have a fucking brain. I mean, it got a brain, but it's not like formed enough to form any form of thought. So how can you determine what this baby is going to be?
So that's the point. That's the point that they're making. So technically, even in California now, they're actually pushing this, right? Where there's no gender assigned on the birth certificates anymore. Because we as adults don't know what that baby wants to identify as.
It identifies as baby. The fuck?
Just like they say,
but there's
so many confused generations are coming up.
People with breastfeeding. They don't even say women breastfeed.
It's a gender thing. It's a gender thing. So you can't put male or female on the birth certificate anymore because that's not what the baby picked for itself.
Now you guys wonder
Baby
why
can't
there's the
pick
issue
shit.
with men and women in the households.
It's a fucking baby. It can't pick shit.
I'm just telling you what's actually being pushed in certain
The
states right
motherfucker
now.
can't even pick his own head up.
This
Right.
is
Fuck is
exactly
gonna pick
why.
a gender.
This is exactly why in the households there's women acting like men, men acting like women. Now children can't even act like children. They gotta act like fucking they're not even human, like they're some kind of alien. Like here at the age of 6, you get to go through this fucking spiritual awakening, and then you get to pick whether you're a male or female. But you gotta go through the Hunger Games to decide which children get to be girls and which ones get to be boys.
This is fucking
Now,
wild.
here's
You
what
got
I
women
also,
in male Olympics, men and women Olympics. Like this shit's fucked up with gender. Okay.
now here's
People take it
another
too
thing
far.
that I find to be crazy. Now, as a human being, they moved the age back to 25 as to when you are technically considered an adult.
I like
it used
that.
to be 18. It used to be 18, and they moved it to 21, then they moved it to 25 because they said up until 25, that's everywhere.
Shit.
Up until 25, you're not making rational enough decisions to actually be considered an adult. You're still making a lot of childish decisions. You're still immature, if you will. Now, don't get me wrong. That does make a lot of sense. Also, too, along with that, you have to be 21 now to join the military. So you can go fight for your country, but you gotta be 18 to join the military. You can go fight for your country, you can do all that, but at the same time, you're still not mature enough to drink until you're 21. So you could die for your country, but you can't drink in your country. So
that's been a long argument.
Hold on. That's a very long argument. Now, at the same time, you telling me that a person cannot make a sane, judgmental adult decision until they're 25, but at the age of 6, they know that what they was born as is not what they identify as. So your brain is not making conscious, deep thought decisions until you're 25, but at 6, you know this. To me, I find that very confusing.
Hold up, and we're missing a whole new thing. I mean, if y'all didn't pay attention, they're actually trying to move the voting age from 18 to 16.
Yeah, well, dead people vote too. Didn't you know that? So I mean, supposedly, of course.
So we got all these ages where people are not even like my daughter. One day, my daughter. This is when, not this president, the last one. I'm not gonna mention his name. Was in office, and she was like, I wish." She was like, well, I wish I could vote. She was under 10. She's like, I wish I could vote. And I was like, why do you wish you could vote? She was like, because, he doesn't like women. I was like, all right, well, we're not going to go by what you think you heard. What's the facts, right? She brought up some facts. Cool. So I was like, so you wish you could vote? She's like, yes. I was like, all right, what was your favorite color at 6? She was like, purple. Cool. What's your favorite color now? She was like, yellow. I was like, that's exactly why you can't vote.
Real shit.
That's real shit.
Now, here's the crazy part. We went through all of this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that just happened. And this came from me asking if women are more masculine or if men are more feminine. Now, the average person is saying, what the fuck just happened? How did we get that? For what I'm saying is this. All of this stems from the fact that everything a man does now is considered feminine. Everything a woman does now is considered masculine, mainly because there's all these unnecessary labels that's put on everything now. There's no longer, this is what it is and this is what it ain't. Now it's, well, you did this because it could have been this, it should have been that, it would have been this, maybe it was that, a little bit of this. There's no more black and white anything anymore. Everything is all over the place. Nobody knows what's going on. You can't speak on nobody. You can't say nothing. Every female, it's crazy when I heard somebody say to me that if a man has sex with a woman that's a dyke, then he's low-key gay. I feel like if you was born with a vagina, you could get dick.
People got a problem with everything, man.
Just because you don't like dick,
I don't think it's
don't
gay,
mean I'm low-key gay for fucking you. That makes no sense to me.
it just sparks a little question in my mind, but you're not gay.
Okay.
Why?
Does
Because
it?
if I have extensions in and I take them out, my hair's short as shit. What's the difference?
All right, let me say it like
If I
this.
got a bob, like what's the
If
difference?
all you fuck is nigga bitches, then it, I don't
Then
know.
you get girls with short hair. I know a guy only fucks girls
Time
that
out.
are
Time
bald.
out. Draymo.
Maybe you're trying to transition slowly. I don't know.
So basically, you telling me if all I do is fuck ugly bitches, that's a problem?
No, I said nigga bitches. I'm like, I don't like.
Again, if I fuck all ugly bitches, that's a problem.
No, it's not.
That's basically what you just said.
No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
there's some bad studs out here.
If I fuck a bunch of ugly chicks, if I fuck a bunch of ugly chicks with short haircuts, then that's a problem.
All of them ain't ugly, and like I'm saying,
if I fuck a bad chick with a short haircut, what's the difference?
It's ugly is what you interpret. It was what you think is ugly.
Exactly.
But for me, just for me, and I don't think you're gay because she has a pussy. But I feel like if that's all you fuck, I'm just gonna question it. Like you.
So what if that's all his game allows him to fuck?
Then it's
which if he's bagging studs aren't easy catches.
Exactly.
Always.
I'm a hard 7 on a bad day, and I can't even bag a stud.
Oh, like I said,
sometimes I'll just be doing shit just to see if I can.
It's just a question. I'm not saying he's gay. It just makes me question. That's it. It's not wrong with me.
But what is there to question? That's my thing.
Are you trying to transition slowly into a man? Like you
by fucking a manly looking chick?
Yes. But
have you ever seen a lot of the dudes that fuck with so-called bad bitches? Have you ever seen their baby moms?
Oh, stop it.
Most of them look like grown-ass men.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out that men who don't want to pay for a high-maintenance woman would also go after that type of woman as well. Not paying to get your hair and nails done. We're not doing all that. She don't need all that. So you don't have to pay for all that. So that's your type of woman.
I just think it's just a question in my mind. I'm not going to say you're a fucking...
Yeah. I know a guy who fucks exclusively bald girls. He's straighter than straight. Not even a finger in the booty. Nothing. Straight.
Yeah, I was bald before too. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, this is just
for me.
No,
listen. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. And I'm not knocking you for that. I just can't understand it because at the end of the day, I believe that if you are born with a vagina, if you bleed, let's make it easier. If you bleed, if you have ever bled, if you have ever had the potential to bleed, if there's a possibility that you could bleed one day, you may have issues, which some have, that prevent you from bleed, but you was born with the capabilities to bleed. It's just something stopping you from doing so. Then, if any of those circumstances happen, then that means you can take dick without it being questioned. I don't give a fuck if you Brittany Griner. I don't give a damn if you goddamn Leslie Jones. I don't give a damn who the fuck you is. You was born with the vagina.
This sounds like one of those mesothelioma commercials. If you or anyone you know.
No, listen, I'm just saying because I
said that shit so passionately.
Maybe it's just me. I just don't understand the concept. And when I hear people say it, that goes back to the how is it that a man can do something with a woman, but a woman will look at it as low key.
It's the same for a woman too. Like
because women are emotional.
To me, that goes with, like you said, emotions, and that's to me, I feel like you hating. It's almost like you mad that a chick that's uglier than you can get dick. That's how I look at it.
Well, they're not. Some dykes aren't ugly. You know what I mean? But
a lot of them ain't. It's actually, some of these motherfuckers is bad as shit.
I feel like anything that bothers someone about someone else is something that they don't like within themselves. Period.
You know, it definitely doesn't bother me. It just makes me question. You know, but if a woman has sex with a lot of don't want to say the wrong word because I'm not trying to be too politically correct. But if
You mean trans men?
I guess if a woman slept with just like a man who is more like a woman, I guess it would make me question: like, are you trying to slowly transition into a woman? That's all I'm saying. But like, I don't got a problem with it because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. But
I'm confused. What do you mean by that?
She means a trans man.
I will question it. Like, if that's all they sleep with, you know what I mean?
It's trans men.
No, trans women. I'm sorry, trans women. Man transitioning into a woman,
or whatever the fuck they want to identify. You know, like
no.
Well,
you said if a woman always sleeps with the same, and then you cut out.
Fucking phone. If a woman was all like how if a man is always sleeping with a stud, if a woman is sleeping with like a gay man
transgender,
a man that looks like a woman, I guess I don't know what the word is. I will question.
What's the word?
Trans woman.
Twink, I think they call them.
I don't know.
No,
but
twink is a bottom.
I'll just question like,
but they're like the really pretty ones, right?
Are you like transitioning?
So basically,
are you gay? Like, are you thinking about being gay? But that's just my
right.
question.
It's not
hold on, Dramo. So are you basically?
I don't care. Like,
are you basically saying like a bunch of like if a chick only fuck with soft ass dudes?
I don't like to say that because that's not nice. But I mean,
I said it for you.
That's a fact.
I don't give a fuck about being nice.
It's not nice or not nice.
You could be soft and not look like a woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's not what I'm saying.
If you're fucking bitchy niggas, because I call them nigga bitches, so if you fucking bitchy niggas, if it's
soft ass dudes,
I'm questionable. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you said calling them soft is rude, but you just called them bitchy. Girl.
Same question. I don't care either. But like, it was for a question in my mind. It will. I don't, hey, fuck it.
Men and women.
Hey, I mean,
men and women was put on this planet. Regardless how you look, somebody gonna fuck you. You could be the ugliest chick on the planet. It's some dude that's trying to knock your motherfucking head off.
There's a girl that looks like.
It could be the ugliest. It could be the ugliest dude on the planet. He's still gonna get his dick sucked at some point. It's just that fucking simple. So I personally can't see the whole. If you mess with all the you fuck. First of all, like Hectic said, the hardest thing for a man to do is pull a stud.
Period.
Everybody ain't too many dudes got enough game to pull one of those.
You can pull a lesbian.
That's different.
But a stud?
Your game gotta be extra. Your gifted gab gotta be fucking legendary to pull a fucking stud.
Because you gotta make her change her whole way of thinking.
Exactly.
So fuck you.
Does be sneak dicking.
No, a lot of them do.
Take that hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them do. So when you pull one that ain't sneaking, first of all, the fact that they sneak and don't want a motherfucker to know that they doing.
Right.
So therefore, even if you pull one of them, it's still the same thing. Because they're not gonna fuck just anybody because they don't want their secret out. That's like a nigga that's down low. He ain't gonna fuck every fucking tranny on the planet. Why? Because you already see social media got a lot of these motherfuckers giving up tape constantly. So of course she ain't gonna be like, I'm gonna just smash all these trannies on the low. Fuck no. They got whole fucking Facebook groups for this shit now, which still is to me is just fucking weird. Like you really fucking people. You really fuck somebody so you can go into a Facebook group to put their name in it. Like that shit is just fucking weird. You really trying to blow up off fucking. I just like if you doing porn, if you doing OnlyFans, if you doing something that nature, I can understand it. But if you just randomly fucking people just so you could go into a room and say, "Hey, I fucked this person," everybody go look at this person. He's down low. Like that shit weird. And not even just down low, chicks too. Like you really fuck the dude so you can go say, "Oh, I fucked this dude, this dude, this dude." Like that shit is. I don't understand that shit.
I call it a conquest. I take everything as a challenge. As a heads up, again, women, manipulative, petty, vindictive, emotional.
So now
treat it like
going
a contest or competition for somebody who either has talked down to me in some kind of way, like they were better than me. You know what I'm saying? So now I'll have them like drooling in my inbox, and then I'm like, nah, I'll get this one in my inbox. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Not necessarily.
So basically, I'm gonna start calling you and Hectic the toxic twins. That's basically what you're trying to tell me.
No. No.
You can't
I
say
am
some
not
toxic
toxic.
shit and say I'm not toxic.
That's not toxic. They tried to bring me down a couple pegs, so I bring them back down to the same level, and that's matching energy. That's not
Petty
petty.
Betty. Petty
It's not
Betty.
petty. It may be all right here. It may be petty, but it's not toxic. How about that? It's not toxic.
Pretty damn toxic.
Potato.
Now, if I was emasculating them, that would absolutely be toxic. But I'm not. I'm just making them thirst over me. But I'm hot. Most
right.
men do.
So you guys just let me know what camera to get, what date, and all that stuff. I'm gonna record.
You're the OnlyFans?
She is fucking serious with this shit. No games played. Hey, listen, we about to wrap this shit the fuck up. I think honestly, this has actually been a very eye-opening episode for me because I feel like usually I don't always learn. I say I learned some shit, but I don't learn. I actually think I learned a lot of shit tonight. And I appreciate y'all motherfuckers for coming in here teaching me some shit. And I usually don't say this too often, but I really do fucking appreciate it. So if I was the three of y'all, I would feel very appreciated right now because I don't say this type of shit to motherfuckers. I just want y'all to know that.
I'm honored just to be on it.
I appreciate it. For sure.
Roger the fuck that. So we gonna wrap this shit up. But before we go, as y'all know, I always do the same thing. I want y'all to let everybody know where they can find you, what you got going on, what you got popping. This is the time for you to promote. Let us know what's going on.
I'll go last.
Ladies first. No, ladies first.
Mine's okay.
I'll go. As you all heard throughout the episode, you can find me on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and the first 3 lines on Google. Psychopath, that's CYCLEPATH. My Instagram is Psychopath Podcast. Facebook, Psychopath Dramo, and then you'll see my other personals if you want to add me on that. So yeah, I drop every Sunday at 12:30, pre-recorded because sometimes I talk about shit in past tense, so it's pre-recorded. But yeah. Big things coming soon. Hopefully go visual. I'm not there yet, but I'll get there. So yeah, that's me. Psychopath Podcast every Sunday, Eastern Standard Time.
So I'll go next. You can find me at cacanoodle.com. That's where you can find all of my stuff. If you're near the Philly area, I do host a monthly comedy show. Just locked in a second venue, so it may be bi-monthly. I also do a monthly mental health event. I also have my Mentally Kill project. If anybody's into mental health related stuff, mentallyKillproject.org. And the Hoe Handbook is coming in June. So make sure you get out and get that shit because I'm tired of you wet sock ass energy motherfuckers in my inbox. So be a hoe, make me proud. Go to cacanoodle.com to find me. Or Google. Just Google me.
All right, yeah. So your boy Hectic is HEKTEK. You can find me on hecticdesires.com. Hectic Desires is all my social medias, even my gamer tag. Like that's what I was doing. And you can also Google me as well. I take up 2 pages though.
Period. I have to check that. I haven't checked how many pages I have. I just saw him pick up the first one. I was excited.
Yeah. So that's hecticdesires.com. Everything's that way. So peace and love and hair grease.
Roger the fuck that. Listen, I want to appreciate all y'all. I definitely appreciate all y'all for showing up. Y'all know who I be, your boy Ross Sass. All on the table everywhere. Just Google me, bitch. I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same motherfucking time. You know what I mean? Boom.
Shorty wanna argue every single night. She think the sex better when she get me tight. She made me beat it up, I can't be polite. All she wanna do is just fucking fight. Hit her with the left, hit her with the right. Even when she wrong, she gon' say she right. Once she gets some thought, loving and a lie. All she gon' wanna do is just fucking fight. You got it, girl, you got it, girl. You know I love the way you ride it, girl, you ride it, girl. And I hope that you were right, so tell me, do you love me? Are you riding? And tell me, why do you get so wet all the time when we be fighting? Girl, you fucking crazy, you be kicking me, punching me, biting me, scratching me.
But I kinda like when she mad at me, cursing me out, breaking shit, packing bags for me. She give me the finger, then snap at me like I don't give a fuck about you anymore. And then we fuck, and she loves me more. Shorty wanna argue every single night. She think the sex better when she get me tight. She made me beat it up, I can't be polite. All she wanna do is just fucking fight. Hit her with the left, hit her with the right. Even when she wrong, she gon' say she right. Once she gets some thug loving and I like, all she gon' wanna do is just fucking fight. Every night, all we ever do is fuss and fight. All up in the air, I whisper dirty words. Then I put in work like overtime. Girl, you crazy. Sometimes I can't control you. You ain't acting nothing like the old you. Girl, I know just what to do. Get aggressive and wrestle the rest of the night. Got some sex that'll mess up your life. She looking forward to reckless deception and lies. Always left when they treated you right. We've been on a tragedy for months. Every time she mad, know what she wants. Either she hungry and she want a meal, or she tryna get that kitty killed tonight. Shorty wanna argue every single night. She made me beat it up, I can't be polite. Hit her with the left, hit her with the right. Once she gets some thug loving and I like, all she gon' wanna do is just. Shorty wanna argue every single night. She think the sex better when she get me tight. She made me beat it up, I can't be polite. All she wanna do is just fucking fight. Hit her with the left, hit her with the right. Even when she wrong, she gon' say she right. Once she gets some thug loving and I like, all she gon' wanna do is just